So here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Those where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello, welcome here, welcome back, good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with a C. Other people know me as Nacho Mama. That was my old YouTube handle back in the day. Pixie is already saying hello, hello, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender. All right, he's being a butt right now. So we're going to do the 1111 portal messages. And before we get started, give the kitty a kiss. We're going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. Okay, and I wrote this book using just my phone and some paper. And this book goes all the way from the stuff that happened to me when I was a child, all the way to running away from home and hopping illegal freight trains, hitchhiking across the country. Like, I've lived 1,000 different lifetimes in this one lifetime, but it is based off of my journey to recovery. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm 3+ years into recovery. Okay. And that'll be in the description box of every single one of my videos. You can get it on Amazon for $12.12, or you could get a free copy on my website, or you could get a signed copy if you email me, and all of that stuff will be down below. Hi, Jasmina. I have a kitty fur. There's some sort of kitty fur. All right. So with that being said, let's get this party started. I did some kind of like channeled writing messages as well. Like, I think that's something that I'm going to start doing. Because like naturally I'm a writer. Obviously, I mean, I wrote a book, but naturally, like, I'm a writer. So I wanted to start trying to do some channeled writing messages. And today will be the first time that I will be doing that. Oh, I hope you feel better, Mama. And we're going to start from Scorpio, since it is Scorpio season. We're going to go from Scorpio and do it that way. So happy birthday, Scorpio. Welcome to your 1111 portal. Make sure that you are supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. Hey. All right. We'll do Scorpio first. Scorpio. At 3 minutes, 16 seconds. So then Libra will be last. All right. Well, that's no good. Scorpio. What do we got for Team Scorpio? First, we'll go with the channeled messages that I got. And then we'll go into tarot. So Scorpio, make a wish. So definitely like make sure that you're blowing out them birthday candles, Scorpio. And then I've got marathon. Some of you might be planning to be in some sort of marathon walk, or like a marathon for charity. And it says planning a hike, or so some of you might be looking to go to like the Appalachian Trail, or to do some sort of like outdoor activity that involves a lot of like upward movement, like, you know, taking on elevation 1,000 feet at a time or something. Some of you might be putting up Christmas lights. Like, there's something about purdy looking, like my family calls it purdy looking. Like, we'll get in cars and like go drive around neighborhoods looking at like Christmas lights and stuff. So some of y'all are definitely either in the process of setting up your own house for Christmas, or you're making plans with your family to go look at the neighborhood lights, or, you know, to do that sort of family tradition thing. Some of you might be getting family portraits. Like, you might be hiring a photographer to do your family portrait. there's some of you that are going to be going to school plays, like your children have a school play. Like make sure, like if they're in a school play, like buy them a bouquet of flowers or take them out to dinner, you know, like treat them like they're royalty after their play. Okay. I did get a watch your drinking, like watch your drink, either watch your drink or watch drinking, and make sure you're not drinking and driving. Okay. That was something that I got downloaded. Some of you have a coin collection that you need to go through. Like there might be, you might be inheriting a coin collection, or there's an old coin collection that you inherited that you haven't actually like really looked at. I think that there's something very significant in that coin collection that you have, or that someone is going to be giving you. Some of you are setting a date, like setting a date for a wedding, or setting a date for a baby shower, or like there's definitely some sort of planning, like you're making the final date, okay? Like so that way you can start sending out invitations and whatnot. I'm not sure if that's a wedding date or just setting the date. Like some of you guys are making a final decision on the date of something. Some of you might be seeking fellowship, like you might find yourself at a church or some sort of pagan ritual holiday with like-minded individuals. Maybe some of you are going to go to a drum circle. Like there's something about reaching out to fellowship, like a choir or participating in a choir, or just something that has to do with being in a group of people, you know, that are all for the same thing. There's like some sort of fellowship. Like I feel like some of you are going to be participating in a fellowship, or you're starting your own fellowship. I feel like some of you are going to be getting a promotion, or you're switching chairs. Like I got like this playing musical chairs, you know, something about chairs around the office, or you're rearranging your bedroom or living room or something. There's something about switching up chairs, and your chair is definitely going to be like, you've got the king chair. All right. You're going to get the king chair, or you're going to get the king promotion. Some of y'all are going to be painting, something about painting the house, painting the kitchen, maybe painting. I wouldn't say painting outside right now, but and then there's some of you that are looking at an ayahuasca retreat. There's some sort of spiritual retreat that you're looking into, and Spirit says that that is definitely a great idea. So make plans to do that. All right. So those were the channeled messages that I got for the Scorpio collective. Let's see what we can get with the tarot. Hi, Julie Bully. Tarot. What does the tarot have to say for the Scorpio collective? Scorpio. Thank you guys so much for being here. Tarot for Scorpio. What do we got? You had a bad night. The Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. So I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, like look at this dude. Like he is armed and prepared and ready to go into that cave. All right. Like there's nothing, like he's prepared with everything that he needs to take on this adventure, to be the person that you really want to be. It's like a lot of you are tackling your demons, are tackling your fears. It's like you're looking fear straight in the face and being like, come on, bitch, bring it. You know, you're doing that with all of your demons. Anything that has brought you, you know, made you feel that you were scared or that you weren't good enough, it's like you're like, watch me, bet. Okay, whatever it was that somebody's made you feel. I don't think it was somebody else that made you feel that way. I think that it was just kind of like, you know, like the internal dialogue, the internal worms that were talking you out of it. But you have decided, is like you've decided that you are good enough, that you will make this. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles. So if you're scared of this promotion, or you're scared of this new opportunity, you know, don't be scared of it. Like you have all the tools that you need to make this successful. And I think it has a lot to do with money, like you're making money moves. Hi, Sunsilis. Sunsis. Hello. Yeah, so you're definitely equipped with everything that you need to accomplish what it is that you're after, to be in the position that you're going to be getting. All right. Like if, You know, some of you, there might be a lot of jealousy in your circle or with your coworkers or something. Like they don't feel like you're like, oh, why is he getting this promotion or why is she getting this promotion? Like I've been here long, you know, I've been here longer than them. It's like there's people that are going to talk shit about your promotion, about whatever it is, like this upgrade that you're getting. And like, who fucking cares? You know, like they're giving it to you because you are the one that's qualified to do it. You're the one that proved that you have the capabilities. You know, this person might have been there longer than you, but they don't put in as much work as you do. It's like you put in enough work for four people. You know, you do the job of four people. You get it done right. You know, and these other people are just barely doing the minimum just to skate by. All right. So there's going to be haters in your circle, you know, and they say haters make you famous, right? Like Cat Williams says, if you go to bed with one hater, you need to wake up with two of them mofos, right? That's how you know you're doing something good in life, is if there's people that are hating on what you're doing, because it's always going to happen. It doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, and they could be wishing bad fortune on you or wanting to see something bad happen to your car, want to see something bad happen just so they could like snicker in the background, be like, ha ha, like look what happened to Scorpio. You know what I mean? Just so they could go gossip in their little bullshit gossip circle. But that's not going to happen. You're going to keep them watching, keep them on their toes, keep them watching, because that ain't happening. Yeah, just stay in your lane, all right? Just stick to yourself, stay in your lane. Try to see things like wish those people healing, okay? Because people that are happy aren't out there fucking talking shit about other people, all right? If you've noticed, like people that are like just genuinely happy, doing good in life, aren't sitting around hating on somebody else because they're doing better than them. So, like miserable people are miserable people. So wish them healing, all right? Don't stoop yourself to their level whatsoever. Send them healing, send them on their way. They might be trying to emotionally manipulate you. You know, there might be somebody that is trying to throw a guilt trip, you know. Fuck what you heard, okay? What else we got? What else can we tell Scorpio? Yeah, don't let any sort of self-esteem issues get in the way. This is you are changing quickly. So this is happening very rapidly. Like this change is going to happen. It almost feels like it's overnight, but it's not overnight. Like to some people it might seem like you got promoted overnight, but they didn't see how much work it took for you to get to where you're at, okay? Like some people will be jealous of your light without realizing how much dark you had to go through in order to get to that light. Okay? It says follow your own good advice. That's always good advice. If there's advice that you'd be given to somebody else, you know, make sure that you're following your own advice. I know a lot of times it's a lot easier said than done, you know, guilty. But yeah, make sure you follow your own advice. Because you give good advice, Scorpio. Just painting the roses red. That's what I channeled that too, painting the roses red. Like some of y'all are painting. You're going to be painting something new just to give it a fresh coat, you know, give it a fresh feel, a fresh new vibe. You know, it could be painting your kitchen. I feel like it's kitchen. Something about painting it towards a lively, you know, giving an accent wall or, you know, just changing it up. You know, I think you forgot who you were. So forget who you are. I think a lot of you forgot how strong and powerful you really truly are, like how capable you are. Like you're perfectly capable. Okay? You're perfectly capable. Like you have all of the tools you need for this position of authority, for this position of trust. I feel like some of y'all might be discovering that you're like going to be a father. Okay. And I know that might be extremely terrifying. I know this is only for maybe a couple people out there, but that might be extremely terrifying. Okay. But you are completely capable and equipped with all of the tools that you need to be the best parent that you could possibly be. Like, I know it sounds really scary. Like the idea of bringing a child into this world is super scary, but you are qualified. Okay. And you'll be a great parent. I feel like some of you are uncertain about that because of like your upbringing, you know, and like you'll make sure that whatever happened to you isn't going to happen to your children. All right. It won't be the same. All right. Let's go on to the Sagittarius collective because we're doing these from Sagittarius to from Scorpio to Libra. So let's go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. So I did a little bit of channeled writing for each one of the signs today, which is a little bit different, but it was kind of what I was called to do, something that I was called to start doing. So I channeled some messages for the Sagittarius collective. And what I got were secret meetings. Like some of y'all are having secret meetings or secret messages, something that like you don't want to open up in public or you don't want to open up around your family, like dinner type of deal. You know, there's definitely an element of taboo to these meetings, and that might be part of the fun of it. But I don't feel like it's like you're like you guys are cheating or having an affair, but there's just still a little bit like you don't want your kids to know that you're seeing somebody, or like there's like an element of taboo to it. It's like maybe it was like your best friend that, you know, people have always wondered about you two together, but you know, it's never been public. You guys have never been like affectionate like that towards each other in that type of way, and like now it's moving towards that type of way. You know, but I do get like y'all are on fire with it. Like there's like it's super kinky. Whatever you guys are doing, like you guys are going to sex shops together, it is super fucking kinky. You guys are all about role play, you know, spicing up. And this could just be in a relationship that you've been in for a long time, just to try to spice things up, like acting, like playing the role or doing role reversals, you know. But yeah, I feel a whole lot of sexual like energy, but it's like a fun, playful type of sexual energy. Very kinky, very sporadic, very 50 shades of gray type of deal, you know. You guys could be going to bonfires. I see bonfires. I see bubble baths, bonfires, like a hot spring, especially with it being so cold outside, like drinking hot cocoa and going to hot springs, like some sort of sound bath or sound therapy. Drinking hot toddies, bonfires and hot toddies, you know, but it feels really magical. Like you guys are in a very magical state right now. It's like everything, it's like anything that you put your mind to, it's like you're super califragilistically manifesting dope shit for sure. Like you just feel like that everything is at your fingertips. It's like poof, it's there. It's like you think it and then it's there. It's like you feel super, super magical right now. You know, you guys are definitely making plans for the future. There might be somebody out there that has a dog that's fucking up their floor or like eating through the door, the bottom of the door or some shit. Like leaving dirty footprints all over the place. Like there's definitely a dog, like somebody has a dog that be fucking shit up. All right. And don't be too mad about stupid shit. All right. Like I know sometimes like we get super in the moment and we're like furiously raging, you know, and especially with like our children or our animals or something. Is like there's been times that like I've been super raging, you know, when my son was younger. Like I'd be super mad about some stupid shit, you know, that I don't even remember, you know, but he remembers me being mad, right? Like he remembers how I acted when I was mad, and I don't even remember what the fuck I was mad at. So make sure that you're not being mad at stupid shit, okay? Like something that you're not going to remember. Like if you're not going to remember it by next year or in the next 3 months, like don't put a permanent don't put a permanent dent in the people around you for a temporary emotional feeling, okay? What up, Real Furious Pharaoh? Yeah, being a parent is scary. It's for sure scary, you know. And something about owls. Sagittarius, you might find that there's owls in your yard, or you might wake up to the sound of owls. Something about owls are very significant for you. But those were the messages that I got for channeling. Let's go to your tarot. Hi. All right. The tarot for Sagittarius. What do we got? Kitty, get out of my drawer. She was born in a drawer, okay? So she's always in my freaking dresser drawers. Always. But she was born in a drawer, so I guess it's like her safe spot or something. What sort of messages can we get for the Sagittarius collective for the 1111 portal? What do we got? Besides y'all getting jiggy with it, being all kinky and shit. Says such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. So like I said, some of you guys just feel really magical. It's like everything you touch just has this like magic about it, you know, like you're able to manifest quickly right now. So be careful what it is that you wish for, because you might seriously get it. And there might be some things that you disagree with, you know, and I think it has to do with like your children's school. There might be something going on with your children and their school, you know. Kitty, stop it. Mojojo. Jojo. Mojojo. Meow meow. Hi, Goodman. Welcome here, Goodman. Yeah, so there might be something going on with your kid's school. You know, like there's like a new law, a new rule that they put into effect or something that you don't agree with, that you're being forced to, like your kids are being forced to participate in this new stupid rule. And some of y'all might have to change schools because it says the right way. Like it's so important that our learning environments are safe and we feel protected and, you know, able to explore our learning process. Like there might be somebody that's dealing with a teacher that is like really crude, you know, like should not be teaching at all. Like they don't even like kids. Like why the hell are they even a teacher? All right. So some of y'all might need to be really proactive in your children's education and who they're being taught by, because I feel like there's definitely some unfair treatment there. You know, yeah, there's some nonsense, some bullshit, some nonsense. You know, and you know it's nonsense. Like you're like, this is stupid, you know? Like this is stupid. Or how they're acting is stupid. Or just ridiculous. Like that's so ridiculous. Goodman. If you haven't checked out Goodman's channel, please go give Goodman a follow and a holla. Yeah, we're going backwards. So we're going from Scorpio to Libra. So we started on Scorpio because it is Scorpio season. And then we are going to do Libra last. So Sagittarius, besides you feeling magical and kinky as fuck, this says there's no need to fear. You are a powerhouse of potential. All right. Don't forget it. Like, I think there's people, like, there's no reason for you to be like worried. I think people should be worried if you have to come and put somebody in their place. I think that like they should be worried, but I don't think you got any reason to worry. Hi, Nadine. You ain't got no reason to worry. Those other people, on the other hand, though, it says creating your own life. Like you are the author of your choose your own adventure, but I really feel like you're super magical right now and you know that. Like you're just full, like everything you do is sparkling. You're super sparkly, Sagittarius. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Lots of glitter. Yeah, you're trying not to be burdened by anything. Like even if you have inner turmoil, like even if you're worried about stuff, I don't think anybody can tell. Like there's nobody out there that can tell like how bothered you are about a situation. It's like you just come off so unbothered, so optimistic. You know, even if you are grieving or if you are scared or you are nervous, it's like you don't give off that vibe whatsoever. Like people just look at you like you're super confident and you have all your shit together. And even if you don't feel like you've got it all together all the time, it's like you know that you will have it all together. The Lovers card. So some of you guys have a significant choice to make in relationship, as far as relationship go. You know, there might be a major choice you have to make, you know, in regards to a relationship, or this could be somebody that's part of your soul team that's coming in, you know, that's coming in for a reconciliation or for another attempt, another go around. This could just be like really happy unions all together. Like it might not even have to be romantic relationships, but just your relationships in general are very harmonious. You know, you could be dealing with a Gemini. We've got Gemini. We got two Gemini cards here. So, you know, and I think you're just avoiding any sort of conflict there might be some conflict in your love choice. You know, there might be some people that aren't very in agreement with whoever it is that you're choosing to love, but fuck them. It ain't their choice. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to love whoever you want to love. Like, we don't get to choose who we want to love. It just happens, you know? But there might be some people that are very disgruntled about your choice in love, you know, and it might cause a little bit of disharmony. But yeah, don't worry about them. Like, whatever it's supposed to be, it'll be, you know? The sad part is that our loved ones and our parents are usually right, you know? In my experience, anytime that my friends were like, why the fuck you fucking with him? You know what I mean? Or my mom would tell me that she don't like somebody, or, you know, that she doesn't trust them or whatever. Like, that shit has always been on point, and I've always just ignored it. So, I mean, do whatever you're going to do, and I'm sure you're going to do it anyways. But yeah, be mindful that, you know, our loved ones genuinely have our best interest at heart. So take it into consideration that they're not trying to rain on your parade. They're not trying to cock block you. Like, they actually love you. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the Capricorn collective. Hi, Nadine. I said hi, huh? Well, I'll say hi again. Capricorn. Capricorn. Kitty. Dude. Capricorn. So I started doing like channeled writing. Excuse me. And I wrote some channeled messages for each one of the signs. We're going to do that first, and then we'll go into the tarot. Right? A double hi never hurt anyone. Hello, hello, hi. Capricorn. So the channeled messages that I got for you in my automatic writing were fight for it. It's yours. So if you own a house that other people are trying to claim that's theirs, like, fight for it. It's yours. If you own land that other people are trying to claim as theirs, it's like, you're the one that put the money. You're the one that did put the time in. It's like, fight for it. Even though you might feel like, you know, like, oh, well, if I sell this house, or if I sell this property, or if I do this, then it's like, then I feel like I'm being the bad guy, or these people are going to try to push it off like I'm the bad guy. But fuck them, dude. Fuck it. Like, you are the one. It's your property. You're the one that has the name on the deed. You're the one that has to pay the taxes. You're the one that has to do the repairs. You're the one that's going to have to be, you know, take responsibility for it if it got condemned. You know, it's like, if something happened and like something bad happened and all of a sudden you had to replace the whole plumbing and all that, like, would these people then claim the houses to be theirs? Like, fuck no, they're not gonna. So make sure that if it's yours, like, fight for it. It's yours. Okay. And I feel like you're getting taken advantage of, like somebody's taking you for granted, or taking advantage of the fact, like, that it's like your family, so that automatically comes with some sort of entitlement. Okay, so make sure that people aren't taking advantage of you just because they come with the title of family, all right? And it looks like you're going to have a new stream of income. There's going to be some sort of new stream. They say you're supposed to have like five streams of income in between, you know, working and doing like entrepreneurship or like outside hobbies. Like, we're supposed to have like 5 is the ideal number of different income streams that come in. But yeah, you're going to have a new source of money, a new income stream. And don't settle. Like, for somebody, they need to know not to settle. It's not love, it's convenience. Okay. Like, I think you feel like you're not in love with this person. There's somebody out there that is like with somebody, you know, but they're not actually in love with them. It's like more of convenience, you know, more of like you guys are comfortable with each other, you know, and you don't want to hurt this person by breaking up with them. Like you don't want to hurt them, but at the same time, like you prolonging the breakup is preventing them from being with the person that they truly are meant to be with. So for those of you that are with somebody that you're like him-hawing about, that you're not sure if you should settle with or not, like don't settle, because you're not doing yourself or them any favors whatsoever. All right. And it says, wait for the one you can't stop kissing. Like like, I feel like the person that you are with right now, like, probably doesn't like your smell. All right. Like if you get like people that really, really are like totally attracted to each other, like it doesn't matter how bad they stink. It's like that stink smells good to them for whatever reason. It's like something about pheromones. Like you and this person, like you guys' pheromones don't mix. They don't like the way you naturally smell or something. Like they're not all about your pheromones, you know, and they probably shy away if you try to kiss them, you know, like they're probably like, you know, like they do this like nod, this head nod thing. And it's like, because they don't like kissing you, you know. So make sure that you wait for the person that can't stop kissing you, you know, that they just can't keep their hands off of you. Like they like, you know, run up and smell you, you know, like they just can't stop kissing you. All right. And try to see things from a bigger perspective. I think that there's somebody out there that you feel like they wronged you, and then they feel like you wronged them. So you guys are both pointing fingers at each other. And I would like to say that both of you are correct. You're both right. You both hurt each other. Okay. So try to see things from a bigger perspective, not just your own perspective. Like, I think you guys are both right. If you're pointing fingers at each other, you're both right. You're both exactly right. Hi, Sagittarius. What else did I get? Oh, candy for the soul, not the eyes. All right. So you're going to be meeting somebody that feels like soul candy, not just like eye candy, not somebody that's just like eye trophy, but actual soul, like they're good for your soul. And this person is going to feel like nothing that you've ever felt before, you know, like they're going to be on a completely different vibration. They're going to be on the same type of healing wavelength that you are. Like you guys will be able to communicate without actually even having to talk to each other. So make sure that you do not settle, and you find somebody that's candy for the soul, not just the eyes. Okay. And fight for it, Capricorn. It's yours. It's yours. All right. Nobody else owns it. Okay. You've got the title. It's under your fucking name. Don't let anybody dictate how you run your ship. Okay. This is your ship. All right. So those were the channeled messages. Let's go to the tarot. Tarot messages. What do we got for the 1111 portal for the Capricorn collective? Supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. Supercalifragilistic. Can't spell that shit. I ain't spelling it, that's for sure. My poor editor, like when I wrote my book, like I am horrible at spelling, okay? Because I always said, spell it how it sounds, you know? Spell it how it sounds. Well, no. I'm horrible at spelling. So when I turned in my memoir to have it like, you know, auto like corrected, like spell check and all that, like oh yay, hi Platinum. Yeah, it was something that I was called to do. Like I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days, and like I might be really bad at spelling, but I have a very, very strong relationship with the meaning of words. Like when I went to get my GED, I was in the 99th percentile for my literature scores. It's like I understand what the word, like what the meaning behind the words are. So I'm really, really good at writing. So I decided to do some channeled writing. I'm better at writing than I am talking, that's for sure. Unless I write it out first and then I talk it. But yeah, so this is the first time I'm doing that. And I'm pretty sure I will be doing that a lot more in the future. And hi, nice to see you. Like I spelt though, you know how the th or through, THRU. Like everywhere, every single one of my chapters that said through, it was spelled THRU. She had to go and fix every single one of them. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. We'll just smile and nod. Hi, James. Welcome here. All right. King of Pentacles, but what is Capricorn's favorite card besides the 10 of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles. Like ain't nobody knocking you off your throne. You will always and forever be good with making that money. Like you have no problem making money. You have no problem with work ethic. You know, like you can run rounds around people and their work ethic. Right. And there might have been something that came to an end, something that because you got the 10 of Cups in reverse. So whoever this person was that you were thinking about settling with, you know, like there's definitely been some sort of shattered dreams, disharmony, disconnection, misaligned values, you know, conflict within families. There was definitely something that came to an end that you had super high hopes for, or that is in the process of coming to an end. You know, like you're figuring out that they're really not your person. And as heartbreaking as it is, it's actually kind of exciting because that means that your person is still out there. Okay. You know, as soon as you figure out what's not for you, the quicker you can get on to finding what is for you. So as sad and, you know, it's more like the remorse of a loss of a feeling. It's not that you weren't in love. It's just like there's, you know, it's just a remorse. Like there's a remorse there about like not feeling the same way towards somebody or a situation as you once did. And it happens. Like that definitely happens. But it doesn't have to be ugly. I don't understand why people always got to make it ugly, right? You could be a little bit overly emotional about the situation, or the person that you're dealing with is overly emotional. They might be taking it really hard. Like if you're like, hey, you're just not the one for me, you know? Like I don't think like we're clicking or whatever. Like this person might take it really super hard and they might try to make it ugly, but it doesn't have to be ugly. It just is what it is, you know? Is what it is. Yeah. Be careful of like if you did just recently experience like this type of situation, you know, where somebody or you had to tell somebody that you didn't want to be with them anymore, or if you're coming to terms with the fact that like this person isn't your person and you aren't really aligned with them, like don't go out and start drinking. All right. Don't go out and start like smoking them away or drinking them away, or, you know, like endlessly shopping for shit you don't need. Okay. Like don't put yourself in a hole over this shit. All right. Make sure that you keep your head screwed on. Keep your head screwed on. All right. I think that like why they call it spirits. I swear to God, I've seen people like turn into other people when they're drinking, when they get like blackout drunk. I think it is so easy for the spirit realm to come in and take over people and like possess them. Like I've seen people's eyes completely change. Their voice completely changes. They act like a completely different person and then they don't even fucking remember it. So make sure you're not leaving that gate open for entities to come in and take you over. All right. Because I really believe that happens. And they call it spirits for a reason. Like I've seen people full on change, you know, and there's people that are like, you're so cool as long as you don't drink, you know. It's like, I don't know, drunk people are completely unpredictable. Completely unpredictable. So be careful of being around those type of people and be careful of being that type of people. Okay. You don't want to be that people. You don't want to be that person that everybody's like, oh shit, here come Capricorn. Like make sure you hide all the booze. You know what I mean? So they don't act a fucking fool. Right? Right? True that, Nadine. And there are no answers at the bottom of the bottle. All right. Let's go on to the Aquarius collective. Aquarius. We are doing these in backwards order. We started from Scorpio, so we're going from Scorpio to Libra. Now we are on Aquarius. And I started doing channeled messages. So we are doing channeled messages. Aquarius. Like automatic writing. Let's see what we got for the channeled messages first. So the first message I got is never have I ever, right? Like somebody is getting really, really honest, either with you or with themselves, okay? Like they're being really like almost overly honest, right? It's like this person just learned how to be honest. It's like, what was that movie with Jim Carrey where he had to say yes? Was it Jim Carrey where he had to say yes to everything or something? But it's like somebody is being extremely honest, like overly honest. It's like never have I ever. It's like never have I ever felt this way before. Never have I ever acted this way before. Never have I ever tried this approach before. It's like they're trying, either you're trying something completely new, something completely out of your comfort zone, and you're just like fuck it, I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna try this. I've never tried this before, so I'm gonna try this approach. Because I mean, if we keep doing the same thing expecting different results, like it never really works that way. So I think somebody is either trying to be really honest to you, or you're fully embracing your like authentic self and just being like unapologetically like give no fucks honest, right? And something about falling back. Some of y'all might feel like you're falling back. It's like you take one step forward and two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. Like there might be somebody that's trying to make you fall back into old ways, or fall back is like fall back, like take a step back. It's almost like military, like sounds military, like hold up, wait a second, don't do that, like fall back, like change of plans. There's definitely like a sense of shouting, like fall back, hit the ground, fall back. So some of y'all need to take a moment, before you push forward, or like if you get held up before you leave the house, be thankful, because you could have been in some sort of accident or something. Like y'all might be like super irritated that like you might be in a super rush to get somewhere. It's like, oh, you're in a hurry, you're late, and like everything keeps pushing you back, and then finally you drive by and you see that there's like this car accident, that you could have been totally involved in had you been on time. So make sure that you aren't getting super irritated with those moments, because those moments are definitely serving a purpose for you. And there's somebody that is lost in your eyes. Okay, I got lost in your eyes, like they're swimming in your eyes. Like something about your eyes is very like soul remembering for this person. It's like this person remembers you by your eyes, remembers your soul contract by your eyes. Like some people are attracted to others' voices. It's like something about their voice is like a catalyst for their awakening, or a catalyst for their spiritual adventure or something. It's like they hear this voice and then they go on this path, right? Well, for this person, it's your eyes, something about your eyes. They could just swim in them forever. And I feel like some of you are going on a riverboat, like down the Mississippi, or like there's like a casino boat or something that you are going to be involved in, or have plans to go to. Somebody is definitely seeing you in their dreams, or they see your name, or you see their name everywhere. Like either you see their name everywhere, or they see your name everywhere. And somebody is ignoring the truth. Like they can't handle the truth. They don't want to live in the truth. Like they would rather live in la fairy tale land. And it says, don't half-ass it. Get the right tools. So if some of y'all are building some IKEA furniture, or you're putting together some sort of like some sort of building project, Spirit says don't half-ass that shit. Okay, make sure if you're doing it with real wood, you're doing it with the real tools that are needed. And if you're working on a car, you'll save yourself a lot of time if you get the right tools. All right, don't just try to use whatever it is that you have on hand. Make sure that you get the specific specialty tool that you need for the project that you need to get done. Like there's some sort of specific tool that you're going to need for the project that you're doing. All right. And role reversal. So I feel like some of y'all are switching places with somebody. It's like if you were the one that did the working and, made the bread, brought home the bacon, and then the other person cooked. I feel like you guys are going to be switching roles. Like they're going to be the one that goes out and does the jobbing and brings home the bacon, and you're going to be the one that's cooking. Like there's going to be some sort of major role switching, role reversal. Okay. And I also got like cooking classes. Some of you might be learning how to cook, or you might be starting like a podcast about cooking, or you might be starting like culinary art school, or you might have a child that's going into culinary art school or is becoming a chef. And something about playing the part and acting. So like theater, like maybe some of you are going to a play, or some of you are involved in being in a play, like you have auditioned for a play or auditioned for some sort of theater piece, or like a casting call or something. Some of you want to install a stripper pole, okay, like pole art, pole dancing for exercise. Like not only is it really good exercise, but it's also really super sexy, and I don't think anybody's going to complain about it. All right, so some of y'all are getting into hula hooping or poi, fire dancing, belly dancing, something about pole art, stripper poles. Some of you could be going to see a symphony, or like your child plays in a symphony, or there's band practice, right? Could be going to band practice. So those were the channeled messages that I got for my Aquarius collective. Let's see what we can get from the tarot. Tarot for Aquarius. And we are doing these we started at Scorpio and we are going to Libra. Happy 11/11. Hope everybody makes a wish. There are 11/11 portals. All right. Aquarius, what do we got? It says believe. Believe in strange encounters. There's no such thing as coincidence. All right. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. So you might have super synchronicities, like things that like if you tried to explain them to someone else, they would just think you're fucking batshit crazy unless they're spiritual, like trying to explain synchronicities to somebody, and like that's how special we are to the universe. Okay. Like for the universe to give us signs directly related to us, like those are personal. There's nobody that's going to understand why, I don't know, like finding a yellow feather is so synchronistic to you, but you, okay, you and the universe, is between you and the universe. There's something that's going to happen that's going to be completely, like, it's impossible for it just to have been a coincidence. All right, so make sure that you believe in the synchronicities. It's like once the universe knows that you're listening, like, man, I've had times where like I have blown people away with the way that the universe talks to me, like because I believe so much, and because like I have so much faith, it's like it starts to, like, other people that are around me start to believe, and they start to have faith, and I think that's what, like, you're like a conduit for spirit, so that other people will believe. It's like, well, I seen what happened with Aquarius and God or spirit. Like I seen how God and spirit works through Aquarius, and there's no way that it doesn't exist. It's like they've seen your receipts, like they've seen things happen, to where like they can't even deny it in their own life right now. Hi, M. Williams. All must have prices. So don't try to please everyone. I'm pretty sure you already know this, but not everybody is going to be happy. Okay. Nobody, like there's nobody that's happy 100% of the time, and there's no way we can 100% of the time make everyone happy. Like we're not even happy 100% of the time, so we can't expect somebody else to be happy 100% of the time. Give people the room to be human, and yourself as well. Give yourself the room to be human. Like, yeah, sure, we're spiritual beings having this human experience, but allow yourself to have human experiences. It doesn't make you any less than. says, never jam today. Promises that never come to be. Empty words and not living in the now. So there might be somebody that's irritating you with that shit, you know? Like they say they're going to do this and then they fucking don't, you know? And that might be super irritating for you because like you're all about like doing what you say and saying what you do. Like that's a huge pet peeve for you. It's like if they're going to say this, then they need to do this. But I don't think that they're doing that out of malice. I think they're doing that because they're a people pleaser. So they try to say yes, they say yes, they say yes, they say yes, they say they can because they want to make everybody around them happy. And then they end up falling short because they've overextended themselves or they've over yesed themselves, you know. So that's either you or another person that you're dealing with. All right. Making those false promises. Excuse me. Put you up here. Happy 11/11. So don't be mad at them for it. Just kind of explain to them what it is that they're doing. Like they might not even be aware that they're making these false promises because they're trying to people please. Or it could be you. You know, maybe you're making false promises because you're trying to people please. So, and messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. Are some of you guys going to rescue something? You guys going to rescue an animal out in the cold or something? Like if you see some dog stranded or a kitty cat stranded, like let them be warm. Okay? Animals have feelings too. They have souls. They have feelings. You might be the only hope that this animal has. It says, I want to be queen. Declaring freedom and passing a test. So some of y'all might be passing your final exams or getting ready for your final exams or something to do with college. You know, like you're feeling really bossed up right now. It's like whatever it is that you're doing, like you're making boss moves. You're feeling bossed up. You know, like you got your shit together. You got your shit together, Aquarius. And it might seem really rapid to everybody else. It says change in the night. It might seem really rapid to everybody else, but nobody knows how long it took for you to get where you're at. All right. All they see is your success. They don't see how many times you failed. Okay. They don't see how many times you had to cry in the bathroom so nobody heard you crying, you know, like had to cry in the shower because you felt like you weren't good enough or you didn't know how you were going to come something. But guess what? You overcome that shit. You overcame that shit. You bossed up. You made it. Okay. You will make it 100% out of 100% of it. You know, even if you feel like you are dragging yourself, like crawling, you made it. Okay. And nobody knows how many times you had to do that to be where you're at right now, to have the intelligence, to have the wisdom, to have the charisma, to have the job that you have, to have the money that you're making. You know, nobody knows how much it took for you to be in the position that you're in. Because a lot of us are like, oh yeah, we come from nothing, but somebody else's nothing is completely different than my nothing, you know? Like some people's nothing is, oh, well, they got an inheritance, you know, they inherited this house and like that's their fucking coming from nothing, you know? Like some people ain't got no inheritance, they ain't got no family, they ain't got no nothing, you know, no, like they have nothing but what they've built, okay? Like some people's nothing is having $20,000 in the bank. You know, I ain't got shit. I only got $20,000. Like $20,000, shit. You know what I mean? Like some people's nothings are completely different than other people's nothings. All right. And you started from nothing. Now you're here and nobody knows. Nobody knows. All they see is the rewards of it. Okay. So don't let them test you. All right. Let's go to Pisces. Pisces. All right. Hi, Pisces. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you're watching this video. Happy 11/11, right? Supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. All right. Pisces, we're going from Scorpio to Libra. And please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good. So I started doing some like channeled messages, some like automatic writing. And this will be the first video that I'm doing these in. So Pisces, the channeled messages that I got were that somebody bet against you. Somebody bet against you and they lost, okay? And now they're scrambling to pick up the pieces. They're scrambling to find. Oh, hi John. Speaking of Pisces, so yeah, somebody bet against you and they lost. It's like somebody bet that you were going to fall on your ass, or that you were going to, go run home crying type of deal. It's like they bet on your failure and they lost. Okay. So now they're scrambling to pick up the pieces. They're scrambling to pick up their own, what do you call it? It's like they're trying to cover their ass. They're trying to save face. They might be trying to kiss your butt, or like they might be trying to kiss other people's butt, or they're trying to make sure that you don't hear what it was that they said about you or something, or they might be trying to play it off like it wasn't them that said it. It was somebody else. So something about the weather right now, like something about the weather being fucked. The weather is fucked, and don't put all of your eggs in one basket. So be careful of something to do with weather, make sure that your pipes, like you leave your faucets dripping if you're in a place that's like super snowy, like preventative maintenance. There's something about the weather and preventative maintenance. Okay. So don't kick yourself in the ass for doing, like, do it now. Okay. Get it done now. Otherwise you're going to kick yourself in the ass for not getting it done. Like you're going to have a way bigger project to do. If you would have just done this preventative maintenance, either with like your car or with your house, or something with like and it takes work. It's going to take some sort of work, and it might be inconvenient and kind of obnoxious, but it'll be way more obnoxious if the weather does it for you, if the universe does it for you. Okay. So make sure that you are being proactive with your weatherizing. Okay. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Especially don't be counting your eggs that are in the basket, okay? Because some of them haven't hatched yet. So don't be spending money that you don't have, because you know that this money is coming or whatever. Like, don't be out there spending extra money because you know that you're supposed to be getting like a certain amount, because you might not be getting what it was that you originally thought you were going to get. So you might be putting yourself in a hole that way. All right. Some of you need to get some new tires. Something about new tires, and don't risk it. Don't risk it. Okay, if there's like some sort of traveling that you need to do, or something about weather, I just really feel like something being risky with weather. Like, I don't know if you're going on a trip to, like a family trip or a business trip, or if you've got to travel like somewhere long distance or something, or like if somebody wants you to be Captain Save-A-Ho in the middle of the night or some shit. Like, there's something about don't risk it. Don't put yourself out there for that. Okay, don't put yourself at risk for this other person, or to be of service to this other person. Like, it's not that imperative that you do it now. All right. And somebody is going to be mad. There's somebody that's mad. There might be somebody that's super mad about a situation, or about like there might be an argument that you get into, or just somebody that's mad. Like, they're mad. Let them walk it off. Okay. Walk it off, drive it off. Don't get involved in any sort of domestic disputes right now. All right. And something about your children having past life remembering, like they might be bringing up like stories of their past lives or something. So really pay attention to what it is that your younger kids are saying, because I think that they're remembering something about their past life and they want to express it to you. It could be in the way that it could be in their drawings, or in the way that they play. There's something that's going to be revealed about like their past life in the way that they like in the way that they play, like in their daily life or something. And some of y'all need to make sure that you dance and kiss someone that you love in the snowfall. All right. If it's out there, like if it just starts snowing all of a sudden, all right, and you're with your significant other, like grab them by the arm and take them outside and dance in the snow and kiss them sweetly. It'll be something that they will never, ever forget. All right. So those were the channeled messages that I got for the Pisces collective. Let's go on to the tarot. Tarot. What does the tarot have to say for the Pisces collective? What do we got? What do we got for the Pisces collective? So I feel like there's been a lot of worry. Like there's been a whole lot of inner turmoil, a whole lot of worry, some deep-seated fears, you know, that you're overcoming, because you have the deep-seated fears and inner turmoil with followed by mental clarity. So there's definitely going to be some sort of aha moment, some sort of breakthrough. Like you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel after a whole lot of stress and fighting. I feel like you've been fighting for something, fighting to see something, fighting for something. And I think that you are going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you will have success. Yeah, you'll be releasing your fears. The moon card, that is you. The moon card is a Pisces card. So you're just going to be standing in your power. I feel like somebody tried to put you, like make you behind them or make you like feel like you weren't good enough or second best. And I feel like that's all going to be behind you. It's like you're going to have, hard work. You've put in the hard work. Like you're going to get your attaboy or attagirl, positive production after a lot of delay. And there's going to be a lot of giving, receiving. This could be you working with charity or somebody like being charitable towards you. And some of y'all need to like that. Have you ever seen that movie, Pay It Forward? Like we've all heard about the whole Pay It Forward movement, but there's actually a movie about it. Some of y'all should watch that movie called Pay It Forward. There could be somebody that's sharing their information with you or sharing their time, sharing their gifts, their expertise. And there's definitely an ending. Like there's an ending of turmoil. I feel like whatever it was that you were worried about, I don't feel like you're going to even remember in 5 years from now. Like whatever's super bothering you right now is going to be a fart in the wind. All right. You're not even going to remember. You're not going to remember it. You'll remember like what you did to succeed, but you're not going to remember how bad it actually was in this moment. The Chariot. So that's movement. You're moving forward. No more delays. No more delays. No more missteps. No more mishaps. No more broken eggs in your basket. All right. You're moving forward with confidence. And I don't like the universe is pushing you forward. And you got the Fool card as well, taking that leap of faith, pushing forward, overcoming obstacles, transmuting after a lot of sorrow and betrayal and just feeling hurt or feeling like you weren't good enough. I feel like once you get to this victory, once you make this victory, it's going to be so much more victorious for you because of how hard you had to fight for it. It's like how much you had to fight for this victory or for this promotion or this crown of yours. Is like because of how hard you had to fight for it, it's like the victory is going to be that much sweeter. It's going to feel that much better when you can rub it in those fuckers' faces and be like, haha, look what I did. Against all odds, I did it. So you're going to make it happen against all odds. All in a golden afternoon. So, I mean, all it takes is one day, right? One day we fall in love, and one day we're born. One day we die. One day we get a promotion. One day we decide, right? Everything happens in a moment, in a simple moment of one day. Okay. So I think I think sometime soon that one day is coming. That one day, you know, just one day it just clicked. One day all the turmoil was done. One day I was victorious. I think that one day is happening soon. It says use your time well. Use your time well. Invest wisely. Invest your time wisely. Boop, boop, boop. And it says, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure. And that's the thing about like climbing mountains, you know, it's like when I was writing my book, it was like, I was super excited, you know, through the whole process of writing a book, like, oh, I'm writing it. I'm going to be, I'm going to be a published author. I'm going to be a published author, you know, and I was super excited about it, you know, and then once I got to be a published author, it's like, okay, now what? Right? Now what? Now what do I do? So you're going to be on to your next adventure. You know, once you succeed at what it is that you're out to accomplish right now, you're going to be like, well, now what? That wasn't so hard, even though it in the moment, it felt like it was dragging ass, taking forever, you know. But once it's over, you're going to be like, that wasn't so bad. You're going to forget how hard it was. And then you'll be on to the next. Yeah, and there's something that you might find unfair. It's like just because it's law doesn't mean that it's just, you know. And that's so true. Just because it's law doesn't mean that it's just. All right. Let's go on to the Aries collective. Sounded like Dad, huh? Rest in peace, Dad. I still got to get out to Georgia so I can go to his gravesite. That's the one thing, like when I was in active addiction, man, like I couldn't be there, you know, like my father died and I couldn't make it to his funeral because I was stuck being a fuck up, you know, like there was a lot of things that I couldn't show up for. Like I couldn't show up for my dad's funeral because I was being I was fucking off, you know, and I couldn't show up for my other friend's funeral. There was several funerals that I couldn't show up for. Like I couldn't show up for myself. I couldn't show up for nothing. Couldn't show up for nobody. So that's one of the things that sobriety has definitely given me is the ability to show up, you know, like I wouldn't have been able to show up for Julie's surgery, you know, like if I was still in active addiction, like I would have made any sort of excuse that I possibly could to not be there because I couldn't be there, you know. But sobriety has definitely brought me to a place where I can actually show up. I can show up, I can show out, I can be there, you know, and it's a really good feeling to be able to be able to be there for people, you know, to be able to be counted on. People can trust that I will be there, you know, like they don't have that like disappointment. You know, a lot of times like I would avoid people because of that disappointment in their eyes, you know. So if you've got somebody out there that is in active addiction, they're not trying to avoid you. They're trying to avoid themselves. Okay. They're trying to avoid being accountable for themselves. Like they all know what they need to do. Like when I was in active addiction, I knew for a fact that I needed to not be doing that, you know, but I had to come to the place where I could actually make that happen for myself. Like I had to decide for myself. Like nobody could love the addiction out of me, you know. They always say, oh, well, you have to hit rock bottom, you know, but like how many times, like who's rock bottom? Like what rock bottom? I've seen people like they go to jail. That's not rock bottom. They lose their kid. That ain't rock bottom. You know, it's like everybody's rock bottom is completely different. And sometimes it takes more than one, you know, but it only happens when somebody actually decides that they're going to do that for themselves. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, being like, I am recovered on purpose. On purpose. We can do everything on purpose, right? We can wash dishes on purpose. We can quit smoking on purpose. We can read tarot on purpose. Like we can put purpose into everything that we do at any time that we do it. Like I'm recovered on purpose, right? I don't know. I just went off on a weird little tangent. All right. So what are we doing? Aries. Aries. I'm almost 4 years. 4 years. I chose Valentine's Day as my recovery date because I always had bad shit happen to me on Valentine's Day, and I don't know if it's like, I'm sure that I just manifested it because I believed truly that bad stuff happened to me on Valentine's Day, that every single year something bad happened. It was like clockwork, so I made sure that like I chose my recovery day as Valentine's Day for me to love myself. So that way I implemented new memories into my core belief system. So ever since then, nothing bad has happened to me on Valentine's Day, and now it's a day to celebrate and a day to love myself and to remember, remember how far I've come and what it used to be like. Thanks, James. All right, Aries. Aries. Hi, Aries. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. We are going to do the 1111 messages, right? Supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. So I'm starting something new. I started doing like automatic writing because I'm actually a really good writer. So I don't know, something about writing is very therapeutic for me. And I started doing like channeled messages for each one of the signs. And this will be my first video doing that. And this is the messages that I channeled for the Aries collective. So the first word I got was penny. All right. I don't know if that is a person. It says check them. All right. I don't know if that's like a person or if like you like working at a gas station or something to do where you have a register, like check your penny rolls. All right. Check the dates on your pennies, something about pennies, something about coin collecting and pennies. And then there was also something about doing a welfare check or a safety check for somebody. Like maybe you have an elderly neighbor that you haven't seen in a minute. Okay. Especially if there's like elderly people that you haven't heard from or somebody that you aren't quite sure about, or like if you get in your mind like, I wonder how they're doing, or I haven't seen them in a while, like maybe do a welfare check on them. Okay. Not only could that like save somebody's life, like it'll like let somebody know that they are important, that they're thought about. All right. And I also got something about a V name, Veronica or Victoria, or something with the V, and then we have victory, and then something about being adopted. All right. I don't know if somebody's adoption papers are going through, or if somebody is finding out that they've been adopted, or they're finding, like maybe you're adopting a shelter pet. But I feel like there's going to be some sort of paperwork, or like somebody is finding their fraternal parents in their paperwork. Like maybe it was something that was hidden. It was kind of like a family secret, or something about finding out about being adopted or adopting somebody. Or maybe the paperwork is going through, like maybe you're trying to adopt children. Maybe you are a foster parent, or you're thinking about becoming a foster parent, which we definitely need really good foster parents out there. Like I've had so many of my friends grow up in the foster system, and it's fucked. Okay, so if you are able and you are curious about it, like the children really could use some good people out there. Okay, so I'm all about it. Like if you're thinking about being a foster parent, please do it. Please do it. They need you. Okay. There's something about inheritance, like somebody might have to get a lawyer, or like you're finding out about a stolen inheritance, or somebody like took something, or like something about a will that like nobody's read, or like you weren't made aware of. It's kind of like been lost in the shuffle somewhere. But somebody's going to have to get some sort of lawyer that has to do with inheritance. Maybe some of you are thinking about your mortality, and you're wanting to put like maybe you're buying a plot of land. Excuse me. Choking on your own spit. All right. So maybe some of y'all are buying a cemetery plot, or like a family plot, or just like thinking about, your mortality, and like how you're going to like what sort of songs you want played, or, just kind of like being in preparation, and not because like you're like chronically ill or anything like that. It's like you feel like that's the adult thing to do. It's like one more adult thing on your checklist. You're like, okay, I'm adulting, something about learning how to be an adult, or feeling more adult-ish. Some of you could be planning on going on a cruise. Like I feel like Tahiti, or Jamaica, or some sort of Caribbean cruise is like where it's warm there. It's cold here, but it's warm there. And something about a land shark. Land shark, like car dealerships, something about a Nissan or a Mazda. Like some of you might be looking at buying a Nissan or a Mazda, but be careful of the land shark, of the car dealer person just trying to sell you a lemon. Like they just made it good enough to where it would sell. Okay, it's like they covered, like they went in and power washed the engine bay, but that doesn't make the engine, it doesn't mean that the engine is running good. Okay, like just because they power washed it doesn't mean that it's full of power. Like something about this car dealership and the car that you're looking at is not as reliable as they're trying to sell you. All right. And somebody could be getting into dance classes, or they have a child that's in dance, starting ballet, or like maybe some of you want to go, like you want to learn how to do that ballroom dancing. Like maybe there's a wedding that you have coming up and you're wanting to do, like you're wanting to put on a show for your wedding or for your friend's wedding. There's something about dance class and something about a child's instrument. Like if your kid is in band or symphony, or they are in cheerleading or something like that, and you're worried about how you're going to be able to pay for the instrument or pay for their uniform, those things, like you're not going to have to worry about it. Like it will happen. Like the universe will make sure that it happens, that instrument is instrumental. Like that's the message that I got, that the instrument for this person is instrumental. Like it's going to change their life completely, like put them off on a whole different path as soon as they pick up this instrument. Or that could be you as well. There could be some sort of family feud that has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's like some of you feel like you're ostracized from the rest of your family because one part of your family doesn't talk to this part of the family. So, and you're like the daughter or the son of the part of the family that they don't talk to. So it's like you have all of this family out there that doesn't talk to you because they don't talk to a certain other person. So some of you feel like you're a little bit ostracized from your family, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like the family, like you're just part of like you're like a byproduct of it. It's like it had nothing to do with you, but you're still involved in it in some way, or you're still being treated as if you were part of it. Something about farm life. Like, I don't know if some of y'all are planning a farm life, or you're just daydreaming about farm life, or something about you can take the girl out of the city, but you'll never take the city out of the girl. Or there might be some of you that are like your relationship dynamic, like one of you is a country person and the other of you is a city person, and you're having to come up to a compromise of like, where are we going to live? We going to live in the country, we going to live in the city, but there's definitely something about farm life, or having to take, like, farm life is hard, man. That shit is hard as fuck. Like milking cow, a cow has to be milked every single day. You cannot skip a day of a cow being milked, right? Chickens, horses, all of that shit. Like farm life is hard. And something about making like your handprints in concrete. Like some of you are like pouring slabs or something, and like you're writing your name or your heritage. Like maybe you have like a farmhouse that was passed down from generation to generations, and like there's names in it. Like you can literally see your family's handwriting in the concrete, or like carved into a tree or something about like leaving handprints in concrete. And there's somebody that's trying to copy you. Like copying is the biggest form of flattery. Like sometimes I know that like people feel like it's an insult for somebody to copy you, but we always talk about, like, I hear people talk about, the karmic is copying the divine feminine, or vice versa. It's like, well, that's what they're supposed to do. Is like, if you're an emperor or an empress, you're supposed to be leading by example. That's exactly what you want them to do. You would want them to copy you. You're supposed to lead by example. That's not supposed to be an insult. That's supposed to be flattery. So there's somebody that's copying you that it might be irritating the crap out of you, but actually it's like that it's like, that's how that you're doing right, like that you are somebody to be copied. Like you want other people to copy you if you're doing right. It's like, man, if everybody would just act right, well, if they're going to act right, that means that they need to copy what it is that you're doing. So definitely lead by example. And I heard Cat in the Hat. So I don't know if some of y'all are reading to your children, the Cat in the Hat, or that's like the first book that they want to read, or they just want to read that book over and over again. Or you could be like making videos with your kitty cat in hats or something. But I heard something about Cat in the Hat. All right. So those were your channeled messages. Let's go to the tarot. Tarot. What do we got for the Aries collective? I don't know. How do you guys feel about these channeled messages? I think they're cool. It's stuff that like tarot doesn't actually like say, which is pretty cool. Aries in the 1111 portal. What do we got? Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. Yay. So with the tarot, it says you got the Hangman in the reverse. So there might be some delays, some standstills, or maybe some of y'all are stalling on purpose. It's like, are you procrastinating on purpose? Like, I feel some of you might be self-sabotaging, and you got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Like, you might feel like you have bad luck. It's like, do you have bad luck, or are you making it that way? Are you trying to self-sabotage, Aries? I'm guilty of that shit, so I'm guilty of that self-sabotaging. I'm like, nobody can fuck it up like I can. Let's just fuck this all the way up. I don't need no help fucking up. I got this on point. Unlock. I got the fuck up on lock. You got the King of Wands. So you're definitely a natural leader, or there's somebody that's like I said, somebody that's trying to copy you, like you might have people that are little parrots that might be copying everything that you do, or they like, if you, especially you have kids or something, then your kids are going to be going to school, like reenacting whatever's going on at home. Kid at school, I'll shut the fuck up. Go to your room, so be careful of somebody copying you. Like there might be little eyes that are watching you that might reenact something that you're doing, It's like, what are you doing? Rolling a spliff? It's like, you're 4. But that's what mommy does. Like, something about them copying you. Oh, and there might be some sort of past resentment that comes back to the surface. There might be a reach around of some bullshit. Somebody that you just like, you are really irritated by, like there's somebody that's like, you're irritated by just their name gets brought up in conversation. It might not even be the same person, but just that name gets brought up in conversation and you're like instantly, ugh, like, ugh. So there might be a resurfacing of something that somebody's name that irritates the shit out of you. I would focus on working on healing that. That's obviously a spot in your life that needs a little bit more focus. Okay. Because nobody should have that amount of control over you. All right. Like just the fact their name gets brought up will ruin your whole fucking day and shit. Or this is somebody else. But yeah, that's obviously something that needs to be worked on. But I feel like it's resurfacing. Be careful of them negative thoughts. I know sometimes like we're our own worst critic. Like a lot of us are perfectionists. It's like, well, what is perfect? Perfect is all a matter of perception. Everybody's perfect is different. Just like everybody's taco is different. Like they might say the same words, but they definitely have different flavors. They're definitely made differently. Ain't nobody's taco the same. And I think that you're ignoring your intuition. You're ignoring, there's something that your intuition has been trying to tell you or has been screaming at you about, and that you've just been putting on the back burner. Oh, like, nah, I'll get to that later, or nah, that can't be right, or and I think you're going to kick yourself in the ass for not listening to yourself. Like, there's something that you should be listening to yourself about, that you're going to kick yourself in the ass for not listening. And you definitely have some unfinished business out there. So tie up any loose ends, okay? Any sort of contracts, like if you've got subscriptions or whatever that you needed to cancel, go ahead and cancel them bitches before you end up having to pay for them again, okay? Again. So go out there and cancel them subscriptions that you don't use before they charge you again. They'd be banking on that shit. All right. Let's go on to Taurus. Taurus. Boo, boo, boo. I said the button. Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. So I started doing some channeled stuff. I'm doing some channeled writing. Some, what do you call it? Yeah, channeled writing. Automatic writing. So, and these were the things that I got for the Taurus Collective. If it's not broken, don't fix it until it is, okay? Like, don't fix it until it's broken. If it's not broken, don't fix it until it's broken, okay? So there's somebody that's like working on something that, like, okay, well, it could just be a little bit tweaked and it could be a little bit better or something. Like, you're going to fix it until it's broken. So if it's not broken, don't fuck with it, all right? And something about using your charisma. You're going to have to use your charisma and your charm, or something about being charming, or something about being charismatic is going to put you in places with people that you need to be, that for your elevation or something. Hi, John. And there's something about paying it forward or doing some sort of charity work. Like, maybe y'all are going to be out delivering blankets to people for the homeless community, or putting in fresh socks, or working at the soup kitchen or something, but something about charity work and paying it forward. You guys could be doing a fish fry. Like, maybe y'all went together with the big group of people. There's something about a fish fry. There's something about going hunting, about getting a deer tag instead of an elk tag, or an elk tag instead of a deer tag. And there's birds of a feather flock together. So be careful about being guilty by association. Okay. Like, there might be a group of people that you're hanging out with, or, like, I know when I was younger, like, my friends would go into stores and they would steal shit, and then I would be accused of stealing shit because I was hanging out with them, right? So be careful of being guilty by association. However that, whatever that means to you, or however that resonates, it's like somebody is going to put you in the same group as the people that you hang out with. So make sure that the company you keep is actually a reflection of who you are, There's also performance punishment. So some of y'all might be asked to do a lot because they know that you can get it done. All right. Like, and you might feel like you are punished because you're the favorite. It's like, I'm the favorite, so that means that I have to do X, Y, and Z. Or it's like there's this performance punishment. It's like, sure, you might be the number one person, but you're also the number one person. Like, you're the person, like, you're the go-to person. Like, if you're the favorite, like, if you're the favorite child, or if you're the favorite sibling, or if you're the favorite this, it's like you're the one that's expected, to show up, to show out, to be there. And it's like, if you don't show up, the whole fucking thing is just ruined. There's something about being the favorite and having some sort of performance punishment. So be careful of that. And you are more than enough. Like, you are more than enough. Like, you are worthy. You are intelligent. you are charismatic, you're honorable, like you're trustworthy, you are more than enough. So if there's somebody out there that's trying to make you feel like you're not enough, you are definitely more than enough. Be careful with the eggnog. Something about eggnog. And if you are worried about presents, there's somebody out there that would rather you make them something than buy them something. It's like, okay, well, if you ain't got money to do shit, it's like they would cherish you making them something over you buying them something any day. Like there's more heart in creating a gift for somebody than there is for just buying random shit that nobody needs anyways. So, hi Barbara. So make your gifts instead of buying them, might save you some money, and it'll also like really make the person that you're gifting to feel very special and important. All right. Some of you are starting a game night or like starting a family tradition, or you're wanting to start family traditions or bring family traditions into your household. You know, like you want to make like a taco night, or you want to do a game night, or you want to have some sort of like ritual traditional type of thing that you do with your loved ones on a regular basis. And I feel like some of you, your hands are on fire. Something about your hands on fire. I don't know if you're like looking into Reiki or becoming a Reiki healer, or like a massage therapist. Something that you do with your hands, or your hands are on fire. All right. And some of y'all are getting some big boy toys, like, you know, a toy hauler, like one of them four-wheelers, or, you know, be careful with them four-wheelers. Them four-wheelers flip really easily, okay? Four-wheelers flip really easy. So some of y'all might be investing in some sort of big boy toys, like jet skis, or just a big boy toy, you know? Or some of y'all might be going out and snow sledding. I just feel like you're tapping into your childlike wonder, and something about like this season, something about the snow and the lights makes you feel like really homey. So you're definitely tapping into your, like, Taurus needs a reason to tap into sense of home, but you're definitely like being at home. You like being around the people at your house. You know, if you have roommates, you have really good roommates, you really enjoy their company. I just feel like you're very warm, you know, you feel very warm and homely. All right, let's go on to your tarot. What do we got for the tarot for the Taurus collective? Happy 11/11. Supercalifragilisticmanifesting dope shit. All right. If you have not checked out Goodman's channel, please give Goodman a follow and a holla. I made it to 1,000 subscribers. Woo woo. Super exciting. Taurus, lead the way. Be a leader. Show others how it's done. So you might be dealing with an Aries, because Aries kind of had a similar message about being the leader, about setting the example, like lead by example, show how it's done, you know, don't fall into, well, oh, if they're doing it, you know, like if they're doing it like that, then I might as well do it like that. It's like, no, don't be a follower, be a leader. I think there's somebody that needs you to lead them. Like there's somebody that's looking up to you about how to act or how to react, right? Excuse me. Could be somebody younger than you. And it says, you are rare and free. There are not many like you. And that's a blessing and a curse all at the same time, right? When there's nobody that has a heart like we do, you know, or it's very rare to find other people that have the same type of moral compass. It's like, so what? If they don't have the same moral compass as you do, that's not a you problem, that's a them problem, all right? And I know that it might be frustrating because it's hard, like when you don't find people that are as trustworthy or as dependable or as honest or, you know, compassionate or you know, they just don't have the same moral compass you do. They don't have the same sort of integrity, the same sort of work ethic. Like you're rare, all right? You're rare. Like not everybody has that, you know, and sometimes it's hurtful when we find out that people aren't like us, because, you know, we expect people to be like us, like, oh well, you know, like I just expect people to love like I love, you know, and it's not always like that, and it's kind of hurting sometimes, you know. But then in another sense, it's like, well, like I am a diamond in the raw. So you are the diamond in the raw, you know. Just because somebody can't see it doesn't mean that you still aren't that diamond. You are that diamond. And it says believe, strong encounters. Some of you guys could be having some very strong synchronicities or dreams right now. Like, especially if you didn't dream before, it's like all of a sudden your dreams are picking up. You know, some of you probably just went to sleep. It's like you went to sleep and didn't dream. It's like you just closed your eyes and then boop, you're awake and it's like a whole new day, you know? So it's kind of made you feel like there was something that was missing in that time. But I think you're tapping into more of your lucid dreaming, like you're learning how to lucid dream, how to astral project. And I think a part of it is kind of scary to you because you've never had those dreams before. And impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and fresh perspectives. Okay, so some of y'all are conquering things that you never thought that you would conquer, are doing things that you never saw yourself doing, are, you know, completing. It's like your list of things that you have completed are adding up. It's like you're starting to see your checklist done. Do this, okay, do this. It's like you're checking off all the things that like are on your vision board, or that you've had long-term goals for. You know, get a house, done. Fall in love, done. You know, get a car, done. Find a really good career, be happy, you know, like all of these things that you have, like that you're set out to do. It's like you're starting to check off even the ones that you thought were going to be impossible. Says, who in the world are you? Getting to know you for reals. We get a lot of times finding out who we are is finding out who we never want to be again, or like what we're capable of. You know, they always say you got to be careful of the quiet one, because every single one of us has an equal and opposite side. It's like, yeah, just because I'm super fucking nice right now doesn't mean that I don't have an equal and opposite fucking bitch on the inside of me. You know what I mean? So every single one of us has that equal and opposite. It's just which one are we feeding? Which one are we willing to be? Which one are we willing to never be again? You know, and I think that you are really finding your true self, who it is that you really are, you know, and who you never want to be again. Every single one of us has that equal and opposite. It's like, be careful of the quiet ones, right? Quiet ones are dangerous. It's because there's that equal and opposite, man. Hi, Tanya. If you have not checked out my girl Tanya with Tarot Vibes, please give Tanya a follow and a holla. Tell her I said, what up? What up? Refract well like a diamond. Right. And all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. So, like I said before, like all it takes is one day, one moment, and one day, right? Like it takes one day and a person is born, one day and a person dies, one day a person falls in love, one day a person falls out of love, one day you start a new job, one day you quit smoking, one day you started smoking. You know, everything happens in the moment of one. There's just one moment. In this one moment, it just happens like that, right? So I think everything can change. Like everything can change in a split second. And you can you can decide how it changes. That's what's cool about it. It's like sometimes we have no decision in the way things are going, but we can decide how we react to it, you know, and other times we can make a decision and decide how we react to it. It's like, not only am I going to make this decision, I'm going to decide how I'm going to react to it too. It's like, no, I ain't having a bad day today. It's like, you can't have a bad day with a good attitude, and you can't have a good day with a bad attitude. It says, never jam today. Make sure that you're not making false promises. Okay, don't be a people pleaser and just say yes to stuff because you want to make other people happy and then not follow through with whatever it is you said that you was going to do because you overwhelmed yourself with saying yes. All right. And make sure that you're putting people in place if they're coming at you with empty promises. All right. Don't let people get away with promising you the world and not delivering. And also don't promise the world and not deliver. And a lot of you feel like you're under pressure. It's like you feel like you're in a hurry or being hurried. It's like it's got to happen now. It's like you have this overwhelming like sense of like okay, like I got to get it done. I got to get it done. It's almost like you have this homework that's due even though you're not in school. Like you feel like you have to write this essay or you have this big test that's coming up. It's like you have this anxiety about like getting it done or getting to the next step or getting to the next level. It's like there's like this pressure that's on you about the clock ticking. Like some of you could be your biological clock, like you feel like you need to have a kid or you got to get married and settle down or something. It's like, or somebody's pressuring you to do that. You know, like I feel like you're being pressured and you're just still you're not sure which way to go. You're not sure. All you know is you don't know nothing. All I know is I don't know nothing. Right? Sometimes it's the best place to be. All right, let's go on to Gemini. 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 Thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Gemini. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you're watching this video. We are going to do the channeled messages first. Happy 11/11 portal, right? I hope y'all are manifesting dope shit. So I started doing like some channeled writing, and I did that for each one of the signs, and this is the first time that we are going to read these messages. So the channeled messages that I got for Gemini were something about an H name, like a Harry or a Harold or a Harriet or like that likes to wear really elaborate, like they were maybe part of like the red hat. It's like an old aunt or like a loved one that used to wear like those red hats, or something about like a fedora or like a really fancy hat. Somebody that was really all about making soup or stews. It's like they tried to pass you down their soup and stew recipes, that always yelled at you about having your shoes off. Like, make sure you take your shoes off. Did you take your shoes off? It's like, don't be walking on my carpet, with your shoes on. And you guys had some like long-eared dogs, something about a long-eared like basset hound. Make sure that you check your chicken coop. Hi, Pam. Check your chicken coops, okay, so that there's no foxes in there, or make sure that there's like any of the holes are boarded up, or that that there's like snow protection or something about your chickens, making sure that your chickens are good. And make sure that your wood burning stove, like you have your thermometer on your wood burning stove so it doesn't get too hot, or your fireplace, or do that where you clean it out, that chimney chim chiroo. Make sure you get your chimneys cleaned or like swept before you start like any sort of major fires in there. And some of y'all have already put up your Christmas tree and you have no plans on taking it down until after next year. So sometime after January, like probably after Valentine's Day or something, or around Valentine's Day, you'll actually take the tree down. And some of you might find that super annoying, and others of you are all about it. Like if it was like your family that did that, like you might just be like rebellious and be like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. Or the other part of you is like, you want to do that because that's the way that your family did it, right? So that might be part of your family tradition, is having the tree up like all the way just after Halloween until now. And like some of you are super excited about Christmas, just about the twinkling lights, about the time of year, you know. Somebody's significant other might have been laid off. Like it might be that time where they're like, especially if they work a construction job or something, like they might have had they might be laid off, so they're collecting unemployment, which is okay, just until contract work starts back up again. But definitely use this time to invest in each other. If your significant other has been laid off from their job, like don't treat it as a bad thing, because it'll be all right. Okay. Like, you guys will make it through this. This is not y'all's first rodeo. It's not the first time that this has happened, and it won't be the last time that it happened, especially if they work in some sort of construction job. So I feel like some of you might be a little bit worried about that, but don't worry, it'll be all right. Like use it as an actual vacation period, like to spend time with each other, to, you know, cook meals together, you know, to worship each other in the nighttime or even during the day or whatever, to take naps together, you know. Some of you are going to be are planning for vacation or planning for a family trip, and I heard to take a train instead of a plane. So travel by train instead of plane. Something about Phoenix and somebody being a foxy cougar. It's like they're stepping into their foxy cougar time. It's like, yeah, sure, you might be in your 40s or whatever, but you're still hot as fuck. All right, so don't let anybody like come at you sideways, and wear the damn dress that you bought. Wear that matching set that you just purchased. Okay, you just purchased this matching set. You're going to have a reason to wear it. Okay, you're gonna have a reason to wear it, and don't let them rip them off though. Like, it's like, damn, I just bought these motherfuckers. Like, how you gonna go rip them off of me? All right, so some of y'all are definitely stepping into your sexy foxy cougar season, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, there are people that are out there all about that shit, so ain't nothing wrong with it. All right, that was your channeled messages. Let's go to your tarot. What do we got for the Gemini collective? Pam, thank you so much for your donation in the last, like, I got it after I got off the live, so I put a thing on my community page that said thank you, but I didn't see it until after it was already over. Oh shit, somebody sent one now. Aw, thank you so much, John. Thank you guys so much. That's so awesome. Jennifer, not Jenny. Hey, hello, hello. Gemini. What sort of messages do we have for Gemini? A moment's regret, nostalgia, idolizing the past, fearing that you have made a mistake. All right. And sometimes a moment of silence and a minute of anger can save you a lifetime of regret. Okay. So maybe like some of y'all are having to just remember to take a step back. Okay. Like remember before you explode on somebody, because there are times, like, I know that in my life, like, I've said some things that I didn't even fucking remember when I was being a bitch. I was being totally a bitch, you know? And there are things that I don't remember even saying that have affected somebody. They're like, they still remember it. You know, they're like, well, do you remember that one time that you said that I was this, or that I, you know, that I acted like that? And I don't remember it. You know, I don't remember being that fucking mean, but I was that mean, and that person remembers it, you know? So be conscious of your words, you know, of how you come off to people, or like take a moment of silence before you say something really, really mean, or something that's going to affect somebody forever, because you might not even remember it, but they will, you know. And there might be something that you have to do that you don't want to do. It's like law is not justice. Is like you think it's stupid that you have to do it, but it's got to get done. You know, like you just got to get it done. You know, it might be stupid. You might not agree with it, you know, but for some reason or another, you're going to have to follow through with it. You might be hating it every step of the way, you know, but it says law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. It says lead the way. So there might be somebody that's watching you, okay? Watching how you act by doing like what it is that you don't want to do. All of us have to do some shit we don't want to do, you know? None of us want to wash the fucking dishes, okay? But they got to get done. That shit's got to get done, right? None of us want to do the dirty chores, you know, but it's got to get done. So there's definitely somebody that's watching you to see how to act, to see how to vibe, to see how to be, right? So make sure that you're leading by example. Mojo Jojo. If you have not checked out Mojo Tarot, please go give Mojo a follow and a holla. Mojo Jojo. Yeah, somebody is definitely watching you. They're looking up to you to how they're supposed to act. You know, like when you're a parent or whatever, and like your kid falls, and like they look at you to see if they're supposed to be hurt or not, or see how they're supposed to act. You know, like they'll look at you for that split second, and if you're like, oh my god, you know, then they start crying because they're like, oh well, I'm supposed to be hurt, right? But if you're like, okay, you're good, you know, then they like stand up and like dust themselves off, and they're good. So it's like there's somebody that's looking to you to see how they are supposed to react. Mojo Jojo, thank you guys so much for being here. Happy 11/11. It says, find the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation, trust that you are learning. Okay, well, we're the only people in the whole entire planet that can assign a purpose to whatever it is that we're going through. All right, if we want to, we're like, well, why did that happen? If we're asking, well, why did that happen, you know, and we're like, well, I don't know why it happened, then we don't know. Like, the fact that you say you don't know is the truth. I don't know why it happened. All right, well, if you are like, okay, well, it happened because of X, Y, and Z, well, then that's the truth. It happened because of X, Y, and Z. Like, you're the only person that can assign a specific meaning to whatever lesson it is that you are involved in, right? And that's also a good way to heal things that are hurtful, you know, is to assign it a lesson, you know, to assign it like, okay, well, if that didn't happen, then this good thing would have never happened. I would have never learned this about myself. Okay, if that person hadn't have fucked me over like that, I wouldn't have learned how strong I really am, right? And it's like, it doesn't excuse the person for being a fuckwad, but it also lets you like be the conqueror of your own situation. So you are the conqueror, Gemini. Such curious dreams. Grounding. Some of you need to spend some time like meditating, grounding, coming back to reality. All right. And quit comparing yourself to other people. Like, you are not anybody else. You are the only you in this whole entire existence. And it's pretty fucking amazing that you're you. Like JoJo says, it's like what, 1.1 out of 3 trillion or something just to be born, like JoJo says the right way. Doing things the right way. Learning to create what you desire. You are the author of your choose your own adventure. You can kiss a frog and turn him into a prince. Like, you could kiss a frog and turn it into a princess. Something about doing it the right way. 400 trillion to 1, right? Odds are 400 trillion to 1 that you could even be born. So the fact that you're born at all is an absolute fucking miracle. And then every day we go to bed and every day we wake up and none of the planets have collided while we're sleeping. Like, there's so much that goes into play just for us to live our simple life every single day. You know, and so many of us are so preoccupied with the idea of living an extraordinary life that we forget that the ordinary is actually really fucking extraordinary, you know. This says, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure. Change. Pause before action. Yeah, so make sure that you're putting a little bit of a hesitation, especially if you're mad about some shit. Okay, like, I'm fucking mean when I'm mad, all right? And I try really hard to not be mad because I know I'm mean when I'm mad, you know? And there's some people that are just mad all the fucking time. So they're mean all the time, you know? It's like be aware of how you act when you're angry, right? How you act when you're disappointed, how you act when you feel like something ain't right, or you've like there's been a disservice, okay? Like pay attention to what it is, like how you respond, all right? Because a minute of silence in the moment of anger can save you a lifetime of regret. And I feel like a lot of you are ready for an adventure. You're like, okay, what next? You're like, I'm ready to go. You're like, I'm ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. Like, I'm ready. Like, let's do this. You know, but I feel like you're all dressed up with like nowhere to go. It's like you're all dressed up, ready to go, you know, ready to go, ready to go. But where are you going? Who are you going with? What's going on? You're just ready. You're ready to be ready. Yeah, don't activate the bad twin, right? I'm mean as fuck when I'm mad. I think a lot of us are. We're all mean when we're mad. So I just try not to be mad so I'm not mean, you know? Yeah, keep your temper. This is a lot about keeping your temper. Keep your temper. Be aware of how you act when you're angry, you know? And don't allow anger to rule you. Sometimes like we get in those moods where it's like we just want to be mad, you know, like, and other people's happiness pisses us the fuck off. It's like, well, how dare your good mood get in the way of my bad mood, you know? Like when we're in those kind of moods, like we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear anybody's positive bullshit. It's like, take your positive bullshit and shove it, you know? Like sometimes it just be like that. But if you're going to be like that, make sure you're aware that that's what you're doing, you know? A moment of silence and a minute of anger will save you a lifetime of fucking regret. You got the hangman. So you could be needing to look at things from a different perspective or surrender to what it is, you know? Surrender to what it is instead of what you want it to be. Jennifer, not Jenny. Was a red hatter? Really? That's awesome. That's freaking cool. Thank you so much. Yay. That's so cool. So I don't think, like, you might have felt like you've lost out on an opportunity, Gemini, but you haven't lost out on nothing. You didn't lose out on that opportunity, okay? You might have been a little bit misguided or felt like a little bit misplaced or something, but God's rejection is God's protection. Always, always, okay? Even if we feel like we want it so bad and we're so disappointed that we didn't get invited or that we did whatever, like it's always protection, okay? Aw, that's so cool. So if there was something that you weren't invited to, it's like you don't want to sit with them people anyways, you know? The mean girl table and shit. Right? We are all exactly where we're supposed to be. There are no accidents. Doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. That reminds me, sending unconditional love to the ley lines of the planet. Like we are all on the Earth's vortex lines. It's like if you look like a battleship, you know, like X this way or Z that way. It's like we are all on a specific point on this planet for a very specific reason. And if we just send unconditional love out to the ley lines of the planet, you know, just push it out there. It's like just our vibration being where we're at in the moment that we're in it is exactly where we're supposed to be. So you got the Fool in reverse, Gemini. So don't take any uncalculated risks. All right. Like there's a sense of hesitation, of holding back, of indecision, but don't be reckless. All right. Like I know some of us want to drive like a bat out of hell, especially if we're mad at something, you know, and then we get pulled over by the cops and we're like, fuck, I should have just kept it at the fucking speed limit. Should have listened to Pantera and done the speed limit, not listen to Pantera and go like 40 over the fucking speed limit. Oh, I can definitely get mad. Irritable? Yeah, for sure. I get irritable. Everybody gets irritable. But I'm mean when I'm mad, man. I have to watch myself. I know it. So I just don't get mad. I just don't, you know? Especially when I was younger, man. Yeah, Michael Nelson has been my friend since we were like 12 years old. Like I've known Michael since we were 12. He's actually in my book. Michael and Barbara. Barbara is Michael's mom, so yeah, I can always tell if I'm angry. If I'm listening to Pantera and I'm driving, that's probably because I'm pissed about something. Like I cannot listen to Pantera and drive at the same time. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea. So yeah, be careful of being reckless. Don't be reckless. Don't do anything that you would like if you saw your friend acting that way, you know, like what would you tell your friend? and you are your friend. Okay, you are your own best friend. So if you saw your best friend acting a fucking fool or some shit, like what would you say? You know? So make sure that you're being your own best friend, Gemini. All right, let's go on to the Cancer Collective. Yeah, I have pictures of me and Michael when we were like 12 years old in those like photo booths, you know? And I had chopped my own bangs, and my bangs are all like chopped here and then like chopped there. So it's like this block of like chopped bangs. It's hilarious. Love you, Tanya. Yacht rock. Some elevator music, some Frank Sinatra and shit. I've been listening to Frank Sinatra on my own time though, so. Ascension symptoms. Yeah, headaches, sleeping a lot, irritability. Yeah, if you have not checked out Tanya with Tarot Vibes, please give Tanya a follow and a holla. She says she's got crackhead energy, and I love her crackhead energy. She's hilarious. And Mojo Tarot, please go follow Mojo. Mr. Mojo Dojo. I'm glad you're back. I was worried about you. I actually sent you a message today, like, hello, poke, poke, poke. Mr. Mojo, are you okay? All right. And Goodman, go give Goodman a fala and a holla. He's got those grooves that make you shake your booty and get you in the mood for some shit. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Cancer. Cancer. Yay! I'm so glad you're back. Cancer. Oh yeah, it's all the way down here. Cancer Collective. All right. Cancer. Hello, hello, welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, whatever time you're watching this video. Happy 11/11. We are super califragilistic manifesting dope shit. Say that 5 times fast, right? So I started doing channeled messages. So we're going to start off with the channeled message for the Cancer Collective. Some automatic writing. All right. And my mom's name is Landa. We were she was Landa Lavender. We lived on Lulu in Las Vegas, and she drove a Lincoln. It was awesome. Cancer. So the automatic messages that I got for you today were tattoo, something about getting a new tattoo, or somebody getting a tongue pierced, or somebody with a tongue piercing. Maybe somebody like, be careful with them tongue piercings, like cracking your teeth with that shit. Something about ice sculptures. Maybe some of you are going to a place where they're making ice sculptures, or there's like a dinner, like a fancy dinner where there's like an ice sculpture on the table. I also got casino. So if you're going to hit the casino, look for the Monopoly machine or the Wheel of Fortune machine. And something about second chance, like there's like a second chance. Or there's somebody that's talking about doing a second mortgage. I got, don't do it. Don't do it. If you're looking for a second mortgage or something, or you're talking about pulling out money on like something about a second mortgage, like I got, don't do it. Like you can do it without it. If there's somebody that's looking at buying a house, look really well into the foundation of the house. Like there might be some shit behind the drywall and the foundation that you don't see until it's too fucking late. So and I feel some of you feel very hurried, like I got TikTok, and I don't know if that's about making TikToks. Maybe some of you might go viral with a TikTok video, or there's like this sense of being hurried, and that might be a trigger for you. Like some of you might be super triggered by being in a hurry. Like that might be one of your trauma symptoms. You know, I know that's one of the ones for survivors of PTSD is like being hurried. It's like you like being in a hurry will send you into a spiral. Like it'll send you into a downward spiral, but you might not even fucking show up at that point, right? So be careful of being triggered by being in a hurry. There's some of you that have your own little inside secret jokes with pet names. You know, something about pancakes. I don't know, something about pancake or pumpkin pancakes or something about being luscious, pancakes, breakfast in bed, or somebody's going to eat you like breakfast in bed. And don't take people for granted. There might be somebody that's either taking you for granted or you might be taking somebody else for granted, and like they don't feel like you appreciate them as much as you actually do. Something about y'all's love language not being the same. There's actually a lot of answers in the silence. Like it's amazing the company that silence keeps. Like some of y'all need to spend some time in silence so that you can hear the answer, so that you can hear what it is that spirit wants to tell you. Like I feel like there's like a lot of rush, a lot of outside noise, a lot of traffic, like radio stations, TVs, like all of this, like this frequency, you know, like I feel like you need to still some of that. Maybe wake up before the sun comes up. And I call it blue world, where it's like not quite light, but it's not quite dark. Like that's the time where all of the brains are asleep. It's like all the TVs are pretty much off. All of the radio stations are pretty much off. Like there's not as much vibration and frequency going through the air at that moment. So I think you'll be able to tap into spirit a lot easier in the moments before dawn, like the moments right before dawn. Some of you might be getting answers like while you're in the shower. Like you'll get all of a sudden have like this epiphany either while you're on the shower or while you're taking a shit. Okay, I know that that's like the think tank. You're on the think tank or taking a long drive, like drive it off. Something about therapy driving, you know, but be careful with that lead foot. All right, be careful what sort of song you're listening to with that lead foot. All right, but you'll be getting the answers that you're seeking in the silence. There's something about the silence has the answer. Okay, so those were the channeled messages. Let's go to the tarot. Yeah, Goodman has the grooves that makes the booty move. Tarot, what does the tarot have to say for the Cancer Collective? That's so cool about the red hat thing. Like that was, I like this channeled message stuff. I was like, I'm just going to sit with a pen and I'm going to think about each one of the signs and I'm going to, you know, just let whatever come out. And that's really cool. All right. Cancer. So, look, y'all. Are you breaking free from these self-limiting beliefs? Like, you're like, wait a second. I am the one that holds the key. Like, what the fuck? Like, I've been in this mental prison for so long and I actually hold the key. Like, how dare I? How dare I lock myself up in this mental prison? You know? You're like, this bitch. This motherfucker done locked myself up in this own mental prison, and this whole time I've had the key. Like some of you are a little bit like you're laughing about it. Like once you realize that it's like was totally like you've been in control of this situation the whole time. Like some of you are gonna feel a little bit silly. Like you're like, oh, a little bit embarrassed and a little bit silly, but also relieved at the same time. Like you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I am the fucking badass. You know, some of you might be recovering from some sort of financial loss. Like if there was a dip in your finances, or like maybe you just lost a job or like had to put money out for a car or some sort of unexpected bill that you had to pay. I believe like if you're worried about not being able to overcome from that, you are definitely going to recover financially. You know, there will be improvement in your finances. You know, and I think there's somebody around you that is just super compassionate. Like there's somebody that's like very mothering, or it could be your mother. Like something about connecting to that mothering side or connecting to your mother is really important right now. Like they need a lot of care. There's something about like them needing extra care at this moment. You know, and it might be inconvenient, but I feel like if you don't spend the time or don't take the time to spend with this person, like you might end up regretting it. So don't put it off, all right? Like make sure that you spend as much time with this person, especially if it's like a mother. Make sure you spend as much time with them as you possibly can, as much as you humanly can. I mean, because we're human, you know, we all got shit to do. We all get irritated. We all get overwhelmed, you know. So as much as you humanly can do, right, spend as much time with this person as you can. Some of y'all might be moving with the chariot. You might not have any choice either. That's like divinely. That's like, no, this ship is going this fucking way, whether you like it or not. So some of y'all might be moving, like it or not. Here you go. You know what I mean? You might not be ready, or you might not feel like you're ready, but universe is like, yes, you are. Here you go. The time is now. You know, like you feel like you are, like you have no control over it. You know, that's how you know some shit's destined, though, too. Is like if you have no control over whatever the hell is happening, like then it just is part of the plan, you know? So you're like, all right, here we go. Up the roller coaster, tick, tick, tick. You know, just hold your hands up and shit. Are you one of those ones that keep your eyes open while you're going on the roller coaster, or do you close your eyes? Like I put my hands up and keep my eyes open. Like I want to see this shit. I'm gonna see this shit as it goes down. Yeah, I do feel like there's definitely been some sort of loss of finances. There's been a financial loss, like because you have a couple of cards that came out here that are directly related to financial loss. But you will recover that shit. It will be recoverable. All right, money comes and goes. You know, it never stays. It never stays. Money always comes and goes. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. So don't worry so much about it. It'll be all right. Okay. And the Emperor. So some of y'all are embodying this Emperor, or there might be somebody in your immediate environment that is a little controlling, or there's a father figure. Like there's this sense of coming home to like this father figure, or rekindling or resolving some sort of issues around like the your parental role, or some sort of you know, maybe coming to a sense of forgiveness for your parents. Like maybe, you know, maybe there was a lot of trauma that happened to you in your childhood, and you're coming to a sense of forgiveness for it with your parents, you know, with the sense of mortality, you know, like you're forgiving them for not for you're accepting that they did the best that they could with what they had, you know, instead of blaming them for all of your shortcomings or for your downfalls or whatnot. It's like you're forgiving them for being human. You know, it's like you're coming to the awareness that like your parents are only human too, you know, that they're only doing as best of they only did as best of a job that they could do with what they had, you know. So there's definitely some sort of reconciliation with your parental figures, or your kid is, you're having some sort of emotional connection with your kid, maybe your child, like you've been out of contact with them, and like they're contacting you, like they have issues with you as a father figure or something. But yeah, there's definitely some demons still attached to you, Cancer, with this devil card here. So be careful of attachments to things and to people and to places or to ideas that are addictive. Maybe some of y'all are addicted to, you know, addicted to tarot readings, or addicted to like I'm addicted to synchronicities. Like that's my new addiction right now. Like I am totally a junkie for synchronicities. Like I want them all. But the cool thing about synchronicities is like they're always so cool when it happens, you know. It's not like you're chasing that first high all over again. It's like they're all fucking cool. But there's definitely something that you are chained to, some sort of belief system that you're chained to. There is a shadow that you are battling with. You know, don't let that shadow run the show, okay? Don't let that shadow run the show. You could be extremely sexual right now. So if some of y'all are going out on dates or whatever, like make sure that you rub one out before you go out on this date with this person, okay? Because it could just be lust and not love. So don't confuse the two. So if you're going out on dates with people, like, yeah, you might want to take care of yourself before you go out on a date with them, because then you might not see them in the same way, or you might not have that same sort of feeling, like, oh, okay, I'm cool, like, oh, that's all I needed anyways. Like, don't get caught up in that lust trap, because a lot of time, like, we view sex as love, and love does not equal sex, okay? It says the right way. So there might be something that you need to do, even though you don't want to do it, It's like, you have to make this decision. You have to make that phone call. That you are supposed to do this. Like, you feel in your soul and your heart of hearts that you got to get this done, but you don't want to do it, but you're going to have to do it. Just get it done with. Just do it, okay? Right? 3:33. I see it all the time too. Like, I'll go to make coffee and my coffee pot's timer is not on the right time. And I'll go to make coffee and it'll be like 11:11, even though it's like 2 something or whatever, Always. So do what needs to be done. And keep up, or you'll turn into ketchup. Somebody's gonna have to keep up with you, or they're gonna turn into ketchup too. Pulp Fiction. Ketchup. And I wonder what will happen next. It's like, a lot of you feel like, okay, well, it can't get any fucking worse, right? That's a good place to start. It can only go up from here. What can happen next? What can happen next? Like, don't ask what worse can happen, or, don't test the universe. Don't challenge the fucking universe. Okay. Like know your limits. Don't test the universe, because it'll straight show you what's good. All right. All right. Let's go on to the Leo collective. I forgot to write the timestamp. It's okay. Leo. Leo. Hi, Leo. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Happy 11/11. Supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. So we are going to start with our channeled messages first. Channeled some messages for Leo. And then we will go to the tarot. All right. Leo, the messages I got for you is quitting smoking. Somebody is quitting nicotine, quitting smoking weed, like, just decided that they're quitting. You're quitting something, quitting smoking. And I got favorites. Something about somebody playing favorites, or like they're like somebody in your job, or like in your family, like you're their favorite in the family. Like, there's definitely, like, you get privileges because you're the favorite, or there's somebody around you that gets privileges because they're the favorite. Something about being the favorite. And I also got the names Sarah, or Sally, or Sam. And sometimes is better than no time. Like, sometime, like, a little bit of time is better than no time spent. Is like spend some time doing what it is that you enjoy doing. Spend some time working on your goals, or working on your aspiration, or spend some time working on an art project. Like, even a little bit of time is better than no time at all. Okay, like, those little bits of time will add up, and it'll end up being completed. A lot of us that, like, have ADHD or whatever, we have all these unfinished fucking projects all over the place, and it's like our mind is constantly like one thing to the other. It's like, ooh, there's something shiny. Hi, ooh, something shiny. So spend as much time as you can focusing on one thing until it's done, right? Like, finish things to completion, like, start them to completion. Is like, get one thing done, even if it's just a little bit at a time, and then you can start marking off all of those things on your to-do list. But if you bury a nut here and bury a nut here and then bury a nut over there, then it's like you're not going to remember where the fuck you stuck your nuts, you know? So be mindful of spending time. It's like even a little bit of time. Even a little bit of time is better than no time. Some of you are going to have to like get your ID renewed or something about your debit card. Like do it before it is a pain in the ass. Do it while you can still do it online, or do it while it's still in the process of becoming expired, because after it has expired and then you have to go in and do all the shit and change all this stuff, it's going to be a total pain in the fucking ass. So make sure to get your ID renewed or your driver's license or something about renewal or something about your debit card expiring. And if you're worried about buying presents, I heard that your presence is a present. Okay, like some of y'all might not have extra money to be spending on your nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles, and like to buy them all of these things. And I'm being told that your presence, just you being there, is an actual present. Okay, so don't worry about buying things for people. It doesn't make you any less than. Okay. Some of y'all might have children that are invested in hockey, or you might be going to a hockey game, or something about ice skating or roller derby. Like maybe you're going to be investing into roller derby, or you're like, people are asking you, are you into roller derby? Are you a roller derby girl? And it's kind of like sparking your interest, like, well, maybe I should be a roller derby girl, or into hockey or ice skating, something about skating. And look again, like there's something that you've been like missing or misplaced. Like maybe like car keys also got, no, or is that somebody else? Car keys in the laundry basket. I don't know. So it says look again. Don't settle. Don't settle. Look again. And don't worry. Some of y'all have been thinking about your mortality, about like death and rebirth. And I think that's because you might have new birth around you. Like you might have a birth of a niece or a nephew, or like one of your best friends just had a new child, or maybe they're like your cat had kittens. There's something about like new lives that is making you think about your mortality. And I think you're having dreams of deceased loved ones. If you're dreaming about your deceased loved ones, that they are actually sending you messages. They might be leaving you little charms. Like you might find, and I'm not talking like feathers or whatever, I'm talking about actual charms. Like you might find a bracelet, a charm from a bracelet, or like a charm from a necklace. There's like actually something to do with charms and seashells. Okay, it was going to be like their like tangible earthly gift when you find them. Hi, Liminal, Wanderer. But those are they're actually sending you messages, and there's going to be a new birth of kittens or puppies, or just in your family. Like you're going to be hearing about a new birth in your family. All right, so let's go on to your tarot messages. Tarot. All right, what do we got for the 11/11 portal for Leo? What do we got? Yeah, make sure you check out your moon, rising, Venus, your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, all of your placements. And if you don't know anything about your birth chart, like I recommend Astro Matrix, but you have to know your exact time of birth in order to get your full birth chart. And what's cool about a birth chart, it's like your X marks the spot of where all of the planets were at the exact time that you were born. So nobody's birth chart is the same. Everybody's birth chart is completely different. And you can learn a lot about yourself by reading your birth chart. says all in a golden afternoon. So this is another one of those in one moment. Like in one moment you can decide, right? In one moment we fall in love, in one moment we fall out of love, in one day we're born, in one moment we're born, in one day we die. You know, it's all about like this one moment. Everything can change in one moment. And it's like you are the author of your choose your own adventure book. So it's like, what adventure are you choosing? What are you going to decide to do today? You know, what is it that you are deciding? Like the other day, I decided that I wasn't doing nicotine anymore. Like I'm just not, I decided, like, I was like, this is fucking stupid. Why am I doing nicotine? Because I went from smoking to vaping, and then from vaping to doing those nicotine pouches. Like I was doing those, what do you call it? Not ons. Well, like on or, yeah, those nicotine pouches. And then the other day, like I think it's been about a month now where I'm like, nope, you know what? I just decided, like I decided I'm not fucking doing that no more. And I haven't done it since. So some of y'all might be making a decision to either start something or to stop something. You know, and you're feeling like like life is curiouser and curiouser. Like you're like, I feel like you're very like just inspired and like you're inspired by the mystery, you know, like you're finding like these answers. It's like almost like a scavenger hunt. It's like you feel like life is like a scavenger hunt of like quests and side missions and beliefs and realities. And it's like all of these things like they keep, you're getting downloads, you know, that are all like making sense and clicking into place. It's like you get a download of this one instance, and then it makes your whole past existence like make sense. It's like when I found out about being a starseed, like when I first heard the term starseed and I started doing research about it, like I had these huge downloads about like how everything in my life had been bringing me to the point of realizing that I was actually a starseed. You know, like my tattoo shop, I had a tattoo shop, and the name of my tattoo shop was called Sin Eater. And a Sin Eater was like back in the day, they would pay a rich person or they would pay a town degenerate in bread and beer to eat the sins of a deceased person so that they could get into heaven, right? And that's pretty much like what a starseed is. It's like we're volunteers on Earth to help transmute all the negative vibrations into purpose and power, you know, and to show other people how to do it, right? It's like transmuting that pain into purpose and power. It's like once you give it a name, like once I found out that I was a starseed and I resonated with that, it's like it made everything else in my life like completely make sense of like why it all happened, of why I had to go through it, of why what I was here to do. Is like some of you are figuring out like your purpose, like what it is that you are here to do, you know, and only you can assign your purpose. You know, there is no, like, it's not like you're going to pluck it out of a hat and somebody's going to tell you that you're Gryffindor or that you're a fucking Slytherin. You know, it's like we don't have those type of magic hats, but we do have those magic awakenings. It's like you're awakening to your own spirit, to your own self, right? And it's like you're just deciding to your own creativity. Manage to be glad, right? Like you're deciding to be thankful, to be in awe of the mystery, you know. Sometimes like I catch myself like I swore I could hear like my ancestors and the, you know, galactic people out there on the outside that are like watching Earth like a show, you know, like I could swear that I heard them cheering one day. You know, I did something super cool and like I heard the whole universe cheer. I was like, that's fucking cool. You know, but it could also be a little bit overwhelming, you know, because then it's like it makes you realize how big life really is. It's like how big it really is, you know, and we're just floating on this fucking rock through space, worried about paying taxes and shit. It's like it's not supposed to be like that. So shine bright like a candle. Like that's really like your energy when you walk into a room and you are the light, you are the guiding light, right? You're here for a purpose. Your purpose is just to be here, to shine that light, to express that vibration, right? When you walk into a room and you are vibrating at a certain frequency, it's like you make the other things around you vibrate too. Like when you pluck a string of a guitar, when you pluck a guitar string, it makes the other strings around it vibrate, right? So whenever you walk into a room, it's like you are sending out that frequency, and the whole frequency of the room starts changing. And that's really as simple as it is, right? It says use your time well. Some days it feels like time goes by super fast, and other days it feels like one day takes a whole entire fucking year. But in reality, like, our time on this, in this existence, is super short, and your time is like your time you never get back. Your time you never get back, right? Money comes and goes, people come and go. Your time and what you invest your time in is of utmost importance. So don't waste it on people, places, ideas, situations that aren't worthy of your time, okay? Your time is precious. You're precious. You are here to transmute energy. Energy transmutation from pain to purpose. Pain to purpose to power. It's like, I figured like I had to go through it in order to teach it, you know, like I was like, oh, well, that's why I had to experience X, Y, and Z. That's why I had to, you know, go through all of the bullshit that I've been through, is so that way I could pull myself out of that darkness and help, like, turn around and reach in and help pull others out, right? To transmute that energy. It's like once I gave it a reason, it's like it no longer controlled me, you know. It no longer, like, it took me out of the victimhood. Hi, Dan. Woot woot. Dan the Man Allshaw. What up? And I think you're here for a very specific, like, you have a very, like, grand purpose. You know, like there's a very large spiritual purpose for the things that you've been through. You know, there are people out there that are going to need to hear your story in only the way that you can put it, and only the way that you can tell it, in order to help them learn how to transmute and heal as well. And you got the Ace of Cups. That's love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition. You know, I think some of you have been betrayed by spirit before, or by people that claim to be spiritual. Like, maybe some of you were hurt by the church. You know, you were hurt by people that go to church. So it's like, because of all of these things you heard about Jesus, is like you don't even want to hang out, you know, like you never even got around to finding out who Jesus was, because of all the shit that you've heard from other people. It's like you didn't want to hang out with them because you felt like he was guilty by association with all these other fucking douchebags. But then you found out that it wasn't Jesus's fault. You know what I mean? It was them other people. It was those people's fault. It was the church's fault. It wasn't Jesus's fault, you know? So now you're like coming around to the idea that, you know, that it wasn't the church. It was the people that went to the church that did the bad things. You know, it wasn't really Jesus. It was people that were following him that did the bad things. It doesn't make it his fault, you know? And then you find out that Jesus is cool as fuck, you know? You're like, damn, Jesus is cool. Like, why did I ignore Jesus for so long? You know? But something like somebody hurt you spiritually, and they blamed it on their religion or their religious aspects, or you felt like you were punished, that you would never be loved because of somebody else's religious followings. But it wasn't even their religion, that was just their belief, you know? That was their one individual belief, not the collective belief. You know, like some people think that doing tarot is is part of the devil, you know, like, oh, you're gay, that means you're fucking going to hell. Like, oh, you do tarot, that means you're going to hell. Like, oh, you do this. It's like they had rules in the Bible that like you couldn't beat your wife with a stick bigger than your thumb. That's why it's called the rule of thumb. You know, there is so much that was so ass backwards with that shit. And I think a lot of you fell out of spirituality or fell out of religion because of those type of deals, you know, but then you found out that it's not really when Jesus that did that, you know. So I think a lot of you are getting back into religion or opening your heart up to spiritual beliefs that had once hurt you. I think you were hurt by religion before. Yeah, foosball is the devil. Man down. Dropped one. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah. Freaking fingernails. Page of Swords. So you might have some sort of new idea. Curiosity. Like you're being very curious. I think you're just being very open to things that you weren't open to before. Or there's new doors of opportunity that you would have walked right by because they had like, you know, because they had some sort of insignia on it or, you know, something that you related with something bad. You know, you like walked right by it and didn't even, you know, you're like, oh, like something about being guilty by association. So you ignored any of the signs that the universe was trying to send you to go through that door. But I think you're about to walk through that door. All right, let's go on to the Virgo collective. Foosball is the devil. Beans, cornbread. If you're going to do it right. Right? Right. Virgo. Virgo. Virgo is the sign, yo. Mm-hmm. You're going to let me write in your crack of your cast, Dan? I'm going to write my crack in it somewhere. You got to write that for me, okay? Virgo. Hi, Virgo. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. So we are going to start with the channeled messages that I got, and then we will go to the tarot. So the messages that I got, just gave you the vapors. The channel messages I got were like somebody might be starting an exercise program or like there's like an exercise, like an exorcism, like there's like something about like removing like the demon from this kitchen, you know, like removing the demon from this house or like exorcising some sort of demon out of yourself, you know, like maybe some of you are turning to exercise to remove like the food demon that you have, or there's somebody that might be going through repossession. Like I keep getting like I got like exercise and possession and repossession. Like somebody could be going through like a repo, or they might be worried about getting their card repoed. I feel like there's some of you out there that have a friends with benefits situation that is going to turn. Like your friends with benefits either turns on you or it turns into something that it wasn't supposed to be, or something that you guys swore wasn't going to happen. Is like you guys swore you weren't going to catch feelings, but either your friends with benefits like turns on you or turns towards you. I got new employment, like there might be somebody that gets new employment contracts or has a new lease or a new car lease or something about writing new contracts. I also got watch your footing. All right. Watch where you're stepping, watch your footing, watch watch how you're moving, something about how you're moving, or to use the handrail if there is a handrail, or to install handrails for somebody. Like I got watch your footing, and being proactive. And somebody, like some of you might have children that are in school, and you might have to be proactive with their school studies, or with their disciplinary program. Is like they might call you into the office, and like you guys have to do this program or whatever. Like you're going to have to be proactive in school issues. There could be somebody out there that's got dorm life going on, like they're all caught up in dorm life. Like make sure you're checking on your like adult children that are living it up in the dorms. All right, make sure you're reaching out to them. Some of you are going to be seeking therapy. You might have thought that therapy was a admittance of loss of control, or like admitting defeat, and it's actually the opposite. Like going to find a therapist is actually like is a sign of strength, is a sign of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. Is like you wouldn't go to a plumber to fix your fucking car. You're not going to go to an electrician to fix your plumbing. So going to a therapist for like helping you with your mental health is not admitting defeat. Like I was guilty of that for years. Like I thought that if I went to see a therapist, that means that I was admitting that there was something wrong with me, that I wasn't good enough, or that I couldn't control, my emotions or whatnot. Like there's actually absolutely nothing wrong with going to therapy. Okay. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of inner wisdom and inner knowing, like to actually seek out outside help. Okay. And there's a lot that comes with somebody that's completely like outside of your situation, that could give you an unbiased opinion. All right. Like a lot of times, like we'll ask our friends, for an opinion, but they have a biased opinion because they're your friend. Or you ask your family, and like they have a biased opinion because they have their own emotions about how they feel about whatever it is that you're doing. And then they have their own emotions about how they feel in general. So by asking somebody's opinion that is completely unbiased, that like has absolutely nothing to do with your situation, is extremely helpful sometimes. They can really help you see things from a different perspective. Okay. And I got something about Haven, Haven, or Hannah, or a Herald. Something about H's. There's an H name that is really significant to you. All right, let's go to your tarot. Foosball is the devil. A buttload, right? A shit ton. Who put these measurements of weight? A shit ton, a buttload, a fuck ton. Units of measurement. Some beans and rice. So you might be people pleasing. It's like all must have prizes, right? Like you might be overextending yourself, or over giving of yourself, or like over expecting of others, but there's definitely a sense of people pleasing, and you might be thinking about your mortality. You might be, thinking about like how short life really is, or how much you wish you would have done or wish you could have done. And just know that it's never too late. It's never too late to start something. Okay. It's never too late to, I wrote a book. I published a book on my 41st birthday. Okay. Like I've done all kinds of things in my life, and none of it like really, like I opened a tattoo shop. I got a degree before I was 30. I hitchhiked across the country, like I used to hop trains and hitchhike. Like I was in a band. I did all kinds of things, but this adventure, it's like, I didn't find sobriety until I was 40, I didn't find my sense of self until I was 40. So it's never too late to start something, to start over, to make an amends, to have an apology, or to receive an apology. It's not too late. All right. I believe some of you think that your life is over, that you're done with, that you're just going to shrivel up and just might as well go eat worms, but your life is not over. You still have life to live. So live your life like you have life to live. Like, don't live your life in fear. I love it. You must have got that from Google. A buttload. Hi, Madeline. Well, happy birthday. Scorpio was first. I did Scorpio first. So, yeah, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities. It's never too late. You aren't too old, okay? And don't live in fear. Don't let fear make decisions for you, you know? Like, make sure that you are actually living. Do stuff that lives. Like, who cares? You know, like, you might fall down, you might stumble. Like, who knows? Maybe you'll get sick. But at least go live. Go do something that is living. All right? Don't just wait. Don't just sit back and exist. Like, don't just exist. Like, live. You have that choice right now. You have the choice. You know, don't live your life in fear and impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps. All right. Hey, kitty, stop it. That is compliments of Mojo. Mojo kitty. Well, there's no such thing as late. You are always just in time. And happy birthday. I hope you had a very wonderful birthday with your kids. I hope you get some birthday spankings. Birthday spankings. Yeah, so don't live your life in fear and watch your temper, okay? Just like me, like, I know I am mean when I'm mad, all right? So are you mad all the time? Are you always fucking angry? Does that mean you're always mean? Because if you're mean when you're mad and you're always angry, then does that mean you're always fucking mean? You know, like, be mindful of your temper, of your temperament, of your, how you respond to shit. Like, it's not all that serious. Why so serious? It's not always all so serious. And if you're mean when you're mad and you're always mad, that means you're always mean. And do you want to always be mean? Like, fuck no. All right. Or you're dealing with somebody that's like that, you know? Yes, Dan the Man is here. Says no need to fear. Like, I feel like some of you guys live your life in fear of the unknown or the fear of what could happen. And it's like the fear is making it to where you're not living. All right. You're not actually living because you're living in a constant state of fear or a constant state of worry. All right. So put at least one of those worries away. Like, put it in your mind bucket in the very back of your mind and categorize it as who fucking knows, okay? Put it in the who fucking knows, it'll be what it'll be, and go live your life, okay? Don't live your life in fear. Like, how much has fear stopped you from doing things? Like, how many times have you wanted to go out and do something, but you didn't because you were scared? You were scared that, you know, this was going to happen or that was going to happen or this person was going to say that or that you weren't good enough. It's like, you don't let fear rule your life, because then you won't live. You'll just exist. Right. And then you'll be wondering about your mortality and thinking that you didn't live your life. It's like, don't let fear take control. All right. Especially things that, you know, aren't, like, out of all of the possible possibilities. It's like, okay, like, I don't know. Yeah, I could get sick. I could go out and have a good time. I could go to the movie theater, you know, and going to the movies could get me sick, or it could not. And, like, I could have not done it because I was worried that I was going to get sick, you know, and then I just live in my fucking house forever and ever and not go do anything because of the chance that I might get sick. Well, I might. There's a might, you know. Well, what about the whole other side of it? Like, instead instead of just living in fear. Like, don't live in fear. A long-haired leaking gnome. So don't let fear make decisions for you. Yeah. Indecisiveness. But I think that it's fear that's running the show. It's not that you're indecisive. You know, and I think you are, like, you're punishing yourself. Like, there's some sort of punishing of yourself. Like, you're not very forgiving of yourself. It's like you're super forgiving of everybody else. As long as it don't turn into no donkey show over here, Dan. What's fucked up is that there's people that are doing that as their own profession, and then there's people that actually pay on purpose to go see that. So, I mean, humans. And to think that we're the only creative, like, out of all of the universe, like, we're the only conscious creative beings in the whole entire universe, and is like, we're gonna come up with donkey shows and shit. It's like, what a waste of all the creative energy. I don't believe that we're alone in the universe. So it's like, not only is it not probable, you know, like, scientifically, like, it's completely improbable that we're the only intelligent life form in the whole entire universe. And that, and like we're gonna come up with shit like fucking fucking donkey shows, you know, like, what a waste of all the creative energy and all the entire, like, we're it, like, we're seriously, we're it. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, from a war song? Gotcha. They can make more than pesos. Shit, sex sells, man. That's the oldest freaking oldest business in the world. The oldest profession in the world. Sex sells. All right. Let's go on to Libra. Last but not least. Intergalactically, who knows what they be doing out there? I mean, if if we can imagine it, it's probably out there being, like, in some multiverse somewhere. It's like, we are creators, you know, so if we think a thought, you know, like, it's out there in the universe somewhere, you know, all of the worst, all of the best fucking things we could ever think of ever, and then all of the worst, most unusual, disturbing, whatever thoughts that we've had out in the multiverse is out there. It's out there. All right, let's go to Libra. Humping intergalactic donkeys. As long as you bring your towel, right? Libra. All right. Hi, Libra. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. So, happy 11/11 portal. Supercalifragilistic manifesting dope shit. I'm going to do the channeled messages that I got, and then I'm going to do the tarot. All right, like, these channel messages are something new that I have decided to do, that I felt called to do, and this is like our first time doing it, so let's do it. All right, so the messages I got were ravens, something about ravens, like 1 for boy, 2 for girls, right? Like, there's like that old saying about ravens, like somebody out there, like, their sign from the universe, the way that they think that the universe talks to them is through ravens. You know, like, every time that they see a raven, then they think about, you know, this specific person, or they, you know, they feel like that's their own signature, like, language from the universe, is something to do with ravens. There's also a message of a new baby in the family. Something about a message in a bottle, but not like the message found at the bottom of a bottle. Like, there might be one of those, like, old ships, you know, like that, like, you there's a ship inside of a bottle, but I think that there's actually a message underneath that ship or something. Like somebody's family like used to make those, or like somebody's dad used to put those together when they were like younger or whatever. Like there's some sort of message that's in a bottle, and not at the bottom of the bottle, but like literally there's a message in a bottle. And you're another one with the hands on fire. Like your hands are, you feel like your hands are on fire lately. Like you don't know if it's like an awakening to your Reiki, awakening to like the healing powers that your hands have. But they're like, if you focus on your hands, it's like your hands, like you could just feel your hands like light on fire, almost like magically. Like you might be into massage therapy, or you're looking into sound baths. There's definitely a lot of sparks, or your like make sure that your car has spark or something to do with spark. If there's something going on with your car, there's only three things that it could be. It could either be electrical, or it's functional, or it's fuel wise, right? So like on a car, it's something that moves. It's either a part that moves, or it's a spark, which is electrical, or it has something to do with fuel. Like those are the only things that go on in cars. So make sure that your car has spark. Okay. Some of you are leaving a trail of glitter. It's like they're like you just drop glitter wherever you go, like people can find you by the trail of dropped socks, or like little things that you have all over the place. It's like somebody follows your trail of glitter. um some of you are going to find cash on the ground, or be careful because you might have dropped some cash. Okay, so if you're like digging through your purse or something and you just have some loose cash in there, or if like you put cash in your back pocket, like make sure that you're not dropping cash on the ground, or you're going to actually find some cash on the ground. All right. Oh, if you're missing your keys, look in the laundry. This is the one that I was talking about, the laundry and the keys. If you're missing your keys, chances are they're in the laundry. And something about a ferret, like somebody has a ferret, or they're about to get a ferret, and the ferret really wants to go on walks. So put a leash on it, okay? And you could probably even take pictures, and like it could start its whole own YouTube channel, or its whole own TikTok or whatever. It's like somebody out there is going to have a very famous ferret, okay? Um and there's somebody that's wanting to cook bread, like learning how to make homemade bread, or getting into like sourdough starts or something, or like you're gonna have like a friend that comes to you with this great idea about like starting bread, and like gives you one of their starts or something about making bread, or starting bread, or breaking bread. You're also, I see Libras out there that are delivering blankets to the soup kitchen, maybe doing some volunteer work for the soup kitchen. I think some of you really enjoy doing that, because not only does it help you give a sense of like you're actually helping, it also reminds you of how blessed you really are. It's like being, like some people really like to watch drama shows because it makes them feel better about their life, then they feel like their life isn't so dramatic when they watch other people's drama. It's the same thing. Like if you're going to the homeless shelter to go help, it's like it puts it in perspective, like that you're actually in a house, that you actually have running water, that you have a roof over your head, you have a hot meal. Like sometimes it's really good for us to go to places that are like that, so that we really know how blessed we truly are. So I feel like some of you are going to be doing charity work, and there's actually going to be somebody speaking. Like you're going to learn how to be a public speaker. Like maybe some of you are starting to tell your story at like Alcoholics Anonymous, or NA meetings, or fellowships, or the anon. Like people, that if you have loved an alcoholic, like there's meetings for people that have a loved one that is an addiction. So there's like, you have your own experiences on that level that could actually help somebody else that is going through it as well. Like I feel like some of you are going to be really developing your speaking skills, and your confidence, and your ability to be able to tell your story, and to tell your story in a way that's profound and powerful. All right. So that was the messages that I got from the channeled. Let's go to the tarot. All right. The tarot. Here we go. What do we got, Libra? Team Libra. I'm a Libra too, so hi, Libra. Team Libra, what do we got? What do we got for Team Libra? Ooh, the Sun. That's like the happiest card in the whole entire deck. You know, that's passion, that's power, that's pleasure, that's happiness, that's fulfillment, that's warmth, you know, celebration, success. Some of you are just feeling very warm, very, very successful, just like you're feeling blessed, like you feel the love that the universe has for you, that God has for you, that your friends, your family, you know, like I feel like some of you have felt very isolated and alone, like you felt like you were never going to find your soul family, you know, that you felt like you were always going to be an outsider, like looking in, you know, like you felt like you were always just going to be on the outside watching other people have all of these warm moments with their family or warm moments with their loved ones. And it's like I feel like you are finding your soul tribe, people that actually like truly admire you and truly like have love for you, not just for what you can do for them, but they actually like love you. You know, they love you for you, not for what it is that you can do, not for who it is that you can be or what you can do for them or what you can provide. It's like they don't care if you provide whatever, you know, like you could just go and sit with them with absolutely nothing and they're just happy to be in your company. And I think that has come after a long, like you've been in isolation, like you felt like you were all alone for a long time, you know, like you could connect with people, but it was always kind of like superficial or shallow connections. Like you haven't had any like real deep like soul connections in a while. And I feel like the universe is bringing in this King of Cups with the real deep soul connection, somebody that is very very emotionally balanced. They could be a public figure or do some sort of public figure work, you know, some sort of speaking. And they're not indecisive at all. Like they're going to help you make up your mind as well. And it's not that Libras are indecisive, like we get a bad rap for being indecisive. And Libras aren't indecisive. It's just that there's not enough information to make an informed decision. It's like we want to know, like when we make a decision, like we want to make sure that we make the fucking, because once we make the decision, we've made that decision. So we have a hard time making decisions because once we make it, it's solid. So we want to make sure that it's the right one. And I think that there is like you're not being indecisive. You're not going to be indecisive about this person. Like you're going to feel a sense of completion, you know, that you have completed a major cycle in your life, like you're going through a major transformation. You might have gotten a degree or completed some sort of certificate program, or like you fulfilled some sort of obligation, you know, maybe you had car payments or something that you were paying off, but it's like something that has taken a long time for you to complete. It's like now you're complete, you know, now you have the wisdom from that experience that you can pass down to other people. You know, it's like now that you've learned it. Oh shit, I just dropped everything. Now that you've learned, met two beautiful people today, that's what's up. Part of your soul tribe. They're soul tribe people. What did we drop? Man down. Oh yeah, one more. You got the Lovers that fell, the Ten of Cups that fell, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. So I think after like feeling like alone and like you weren't like, it's not like you were alone, like physically alone, but you just felt alone. Like you felt like nobody would get you or nobody would be on that same level with you. It's like you always kind of felt like you were an outsider, like looking in. And I think that that's about to change for you, Libra. Like you are definitely finding your voice, finding your soul tribe. You might even be finding your partner or finding like that love of your life or finding the love back for life, you know, finding that love for life in general. But with that Lover's card here and the Ten of Cups, That's permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. Like that's that kind of shit that nobody could take from you, you know? That's that feeling that never goes away. That's permanent. That's permanence. That's permanent happy. You know, with the judgment, the upright. Somebody could be asking you to marry them if you're not married already. Like you could be getting a proposal. That was like a side note. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Pixie says hello. Yeah, some of you could be meeting your life partner, like your true destined, like the one that you just know ain't going nowhere, or you're happy and content in the realm of the heart right now with the one that you got. Like you're already with your partner and you know that they're your life partner. You know, there ain't no question about it. You know, like y'all might have your ups and your downs, but you know it ain't going nowhere. Yeah. All you need is love. I like the white crap. Some of y'all are a little resistant to change, or like you might not want to change. You're like, no, you know, no, I don't. I like my routine. I like it simple. Like keep it simple, stupid. You know, just keep it simple, stupid. But there's somebody or something that's gonna come up and like shake it up a little bit. Shake it up. Like the comfort zone is pretty nice, but it's also like your comfort zone is your best friend and your worst enemy all at the same time. Like staying in your comfort zone it's like, you know, like being overweight. Like, yeah, it fucking sucks being overweight, but it also sucks fucking exercising. So it's like pick your fucking suck, right? That's my next goal is conquering my food addiction. I've conquered everything else. Conquered everything else. And you got the Wheel of Fortune. So things are definitely, you're just going to be feeling like you have good luck. Like things are going to be, you're going to be feeling really lucky. Like things are just going to be working in your favor. You know, like people might even say like, damn, you got good luck, don't you? You know, like it's just a magical time for you right now, Libra. Good luck. Turning points. Inevitable fates. After a long period of being down, like I feel like you are at the bottom of your down peak, and now you're on your way up. It's like what's down must come up, and what's up must come down. You know, so make sure that you are taking note of your present moment, so that way when it is down, you can open up that memory of being up and like reminisce on it. You know, remember, you can't have a bad day with a good attitude, and you can't have a good day with a bad attitude. Quit. Just decide. I decided that I wasn't doing nicotine no more. I decided that I wasn't doing drugs no more. I just decided I didn't want that fucking life no more. I decided, you know, and that's usually what happens. Like you have to make that decision. You know, sometimes that decision is made for you. Like, you know, some people have to go to jail or some shit before they end up getting clean and sober. You know, and sometimes they're like, that's the best thing that could ever happen to them. You know, it might seem like the worst thing in the moment, but in actuality, it's like that's the best thing that could ever happen to them. You know, and it sucks when you're praying for your friends to go to jail. You know, you're like, fuck, man, I wish they would just go to jail so they could clean up and shit. You know, like that's fucking lame. It's like, it's lame that you have to think about it like that, you know, but at the same time, like that's some real shit, you know? But even then, like they got to decide. You got to decide. Just decide. You are a powerful, conscious, creative being, right? And you can create anything that you can think of, you could create it, you know, especially for yourself in your life. We are conscious, creative beings that are continuously creating unconsciously until we flip that switch, you know, and we start creating consciously until we start becoming aware of how we're manifesting shit, of what it is that we are actually like, how powerful we really are. some people just like smoking, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Like some people just like smoking cigarettes. Okay, cool. You know, some people like drinking beer every once in a while. Some people like pickled herring, you know. It's all right. You'll quit if you want to. If you really want to, you will. But if you don't want to, I mean, there's a part of you that doesn't want to. Otherwise, you would have already. You would have decided already that you were done with it. And that's all right. Yeah, so Libra, I think that you are have found some people that are part of your heart tribe, a part of your soul tribe. You're not going to feel like you are alone just watching people experiencing things, or you kind of feel like you are on the outside of yourself watching yourself experience stuff. It's like you don't fully immerse yourself into the experiences, and I think that you are starting to fully immerse yourself into your present moment, into your experience. You know, you're not just watching yourself go through the actions anymore. It's almost like a dream, you know, like you feel like you've been in this dream kind of watching yourself doing these things. It's like you're no longer on the outside of yourself. All right, well, I think those were the messages that I had for all of my signs. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like, it's truly an honor that you guys are here and that you guys show up for me and that you show me love. Help keep me on that straight and narrow, right? There, you're on the marquee. Right? We all have a past, that's for sure. Like, you know, and I've done so much stupid shit. Like, I could, like, man, I've been through some shit. I've done some shit, you know, and I wrote some of it down in this book. Aw, thank you so much, Dan. You know, but I also had to, like, if I wanted to teach it, I had to learn it. You know, they say that in order for you to know if you've mastered something or not is if you can teach it, right? And I really wanted to be able to help every human out there that I possibly could, like, learn how to transmute all of the bullshit that they've been through in their life into passion, into purpose, into a message. You know, like, only other recovered addicts can really help other recovered addicts. Like, no addict wants to go to some fucking doctor and sit in a doctor's office of somebody that ain't never fucking slept under a bridge, ain't never ate out of a trash can, ain't never had to, like, you know, oh shit, like, how am I gonna fucking get, like, I'm sick, like, how am I gonna not get sick, you know? Like, it's only other people that have experienced the things that we're going through that can actually help someone overcome it. You know, like, I don't know what it's like. Like, I pray that I don't ever have to know what it's like. But people out there that have lost a child, you know, like, that's the most painful thing that you could ever fucking experience in this human existence, like, ever. I don't know of anything fucking worse than that, you know, or than the people that have had to transmute that type of energy, you know. Like, there's every situation, like, you know, like, there are people that have recovered from so many things, you know, and there's somebody out there that's in the process of learning how to recover from whatever it is that you've already been through, you know. And people need your message. They need your story in the way that you tell it, and only the way that you can tell it. You know, it was my friend Adam's story that inspired me to write my own. You know, if I hadn't have read his book about him overcoming his addictions and, like, how he became sober, I never would have wrote this book. You know, I never would have been inspired to do the work that I needed to do to become clean, to become recovered on purpose. It's like, I am recovered on purpose because Adam listened to his calling, right? Listened to his calling and put out his book. And because he put out his book, he inspired me to write my book, you know. And I figured if somebody else's book could inspire me to write mine, then my book has got to be inspiring to somebody out there, you know. Like, even if you feel like your story makes no sense or that nobody's going to listen, I guarantee you there's somebody out there that needs your story, that needs to hear your story of how you overcame what you overcame, you know. I mean, some of this stuff, like, I'm not proud of, and there's some really hurtful, there's some things that I did not have to go through. There's some childhood experiences, some young teenage shit that I didn't have to experience that, like, and I spent most of my life in victimhood, thinking that I was a victim to these things that happened to me, you know? And then once I found out that I was a star seed and that I was a volunteer, like, it changed everything for me. It changed how I looked at all of the experiences that had happened. Like, I looked at it as like, oh, I'm a volunteer. I'm here to transmute that energy from pain into purpose, and from, like, I took my power back from it. Like, I stopped living in that mentality, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to experience it, to live through it, to teach others that it's okay, that we will make it. You will make it, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. That would be today. So I'm sure today is hard for you. And that's one thing about, like, memories too. Like, we have, like, there would be, that's why, like, I made my recovery date on Valentine's Day, is because every year on Valentine's Day, some fucked up shit would happen to me, and it's probably because I manifest. I truly believed that fucked up shit would happen to me on Valentine's Day. So every fucking year, like clockwork, some extraordinarily bad thing would happen to me, right? Or like some sort of experience, like, I'd be in a cabin that I bought for me and my boyfriend, and then he would declare his undying love for some other girl in this cabin that I bought for us. You know what I mean? Like, and move out of my house on Valentine's Day. Like, or somebody would be crying on my shoulder about their ex-girlfriend, like, cooking me dinner for Valentine's Day, but almost setting my house on fire because they're too drunk and crying about their ex. There's like a lot of things that, like, and then we remember that, like, our body remembers that, like, our like, we might not be going through that experience, but like an anniversary of a traumatic thing that happened, like, we have to reprogram our body to not remember, right? Like, one time I sat with a whole mouthful of pills because it was an anniversary of some bad shit that happened to me. Like, I had to literally stop myself and look around and be like, I'm not even in that reality right now. Like, I was totally safe, had no fucking drama whatsoever going on in my life, but my body remembered that traumatic experience. And I had to physically, literally tell myself, like, no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in your life right now. Like, you are literally in this place because of a memory. And that's how powerful our mind is. Like, our mind is so powerful. We are so powerful, and we don't give ourselves enough credit at all. Like, not at all. Yep. Rest in peace to them daddies out there, to them fathers, them real fathers. My dad was not the 100% best man in the world, but he did the best with what he had, And I definitely miss him. I miss his laugh. I miss being able to talk to him. The last time I talked to my dad, I tried to set him up like a fucking in like, for Who Wants to Catch a Predator type shit. Like, the last conversation I had with my dad was fucked up, and then he died. So yeah. And I wrote about that in my book as well. One thing about, like, owning all of the stupid shit, like some people would have never said that out loud, but, like, I wrote it all down in my book. There ain't nothing that I have done, or that that I wouldn't admit to. It's like, even if it sucks, like, did I do that? Is it the truth? Yeah, it's the fucking truth. Yep. Well, I love you guys. I love you guys so very much, and I appreciate every single one of you. Oh, you sent me a super chat? Thank you so much. Thank you, Barbara. You guys are so awesome. Barbara has seen a lot from me. Like, that's my best friend's mom, and, like, I was definitely one of those people that was like a bad example, you know, like I was used as a bad example of like what their kid should be. It's like, nope, we gotta lock up your kids and shit. Like, oh, Crystal's in town. Oh no, oh no, no, no. You know, she's put up a lot. She's put up with a lot from me. Yeah, it's fucked up. Like the last conversation I had with my dad, I was trying to, because there's a lot of things about my childhood that I don't quite remember, you know? I know there were some iffy circumstances that, like some situations that I had with my dad that I wasn't quite sure about. And then there was some shit that happened in my life where, like, I had to turn somebody in for being a predator. You know, it was one of the hardest fucking things I've ever had to do with my whole entire existence. And then I got it in my head that, you know, I was going to find out the truth. I was going to find out if what was going on or not, you know. And then he died. So, and I never got to say I was sorry. Bye, Pam Bear. All right. On that note, I'm out of here. I love you guys. I will see you guys all soon, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I still never made it to his gravesite. I haven't even been to his grave, so. Love you guys.